Our story opens with an intense, red-eyed figure, clearly a formidable opponent. This is the master of a high-difficulty dungeon, and he looks ready to explode. And here it is, the monstrous wingless dragon, Sebarumus, level 67, radiating pure fire. Our heroes look tiny and overwhelmed against this beast. The dragon unleashes its fury, a colossal fireball erupting from its jaws. This attack could wipe out everything in its path. Panic sets in as the heroes brace for impact, fearing their defenses might finally fail. Even their strongest skills might not be enough. But then, a look of pure shock crosses the armored warrior's face. Something unexpected is happening, something that completely catches him off guard. Hold on, what is that down there? Amidst this epic battle, a tiny goblin appears to be standing before the formidable dragon, a truly bizarre sight. This isn't just any goblin, it looks incredibly aggressive and out of place. Why is this small creature here, and what is it planning? And just like that, the goblin charges forward, a blur of motion, letting out a wild cry. Its speed is absolutely unreal, defying all expectations. The heroes are stunned, witnessing something impossible unfold before their eyes. The small goblin has somehow, impossibly, taken down the mighty dragon. Unbelievable, the dragon, Sebarumus, is defeated, a gaping wound where its heart should be. This small goblin has crushed the boss in a single blow, leaving everyone questioning its true nature. But the mystery deepens as the warrior spots someone on the hill, revealing the true puppet master behind this impossible feat. It's him, the one who summoned the powerful goblin. His calm demeanor suggests he's no ordinary player. Wait, the scene shifts drastically, and we see our supposed summoner, looking exhausted and carrying heavy loads on a construction site. This is his real life, far from the battlefield. He's just trying to survive, feeling like a mere goblin in the real world, stuck in a low-level dungeon of daily grind. There's no escape from this struggle, or so he thinks. He sees himself as perpetually weak, a true goblin no matter how hard he works, destined to remain at the bottom. But is this truly his fate? Suddenly, a conversation catches his ear, a whisper about someone named Mr. Cha and something life-changing. What could it be? It turns out Mr. Cha got a hidden class in Heaven's Door, a game that's making him rich. This revelation sparks a dangerous hope in our protagonist. This is Heaven's Door, a cutting-edge full-dive virtual reality game so immersive it makes people forget reality. It's a world where anything seems possible. The advanced tech is pricey, but thanks to internet cafes, even broke guys like him can experience this incredible new world. This might be his only escape. And here's the kicker, real-world money flows into the game, turning virtual items into actual cash. This isn't just a game, it's a desperate opportunity for a new life. The game that promised freedom, now feels like another prison. What started as an escape has become just another burden. Every swing, every hit, yielded so little. The grind was truly endless, just like his real life. Even in a virtual world, the weight of debt crushed him, fueling his desperate scream. When would his luck finally turn? Where was the hero's journey, the grand adventure, the happy ending? All he found was more despair and endless, useless labor. But just as he lost all hope, a shimmering, precious crystal appeared. Was this his golden ticket out of this miserable grind? The sight of the rare gem ignited a maniacal joy within him. His true purpose, a treasure hunter, had finally revealed itself. His moment of triumph was cut short. A chilling feeling washed over him, as if someone was watching, hidden in the shadows. And then, she appeared, a stunning woman, immediately asking about his mining skills. This was definitely not what he expected. Her party was stuck, a massive, unyielding rock blocking their path forward. Only a skilled miner like him could help. She needed his help, but his low level could be a deadly risk in this dangerous dungeon. Would he take the chance, or run? A gruff voice offers a deal, they'll handle the monsters, but he must mine. It seems the party is desperate for his specific skills. Our protagonist is already making assumptions about the dwarf's skills, and it's not going well. He's stuck in his own negative thoughts about his place in the world. He's weighing the risks and rewards, considering the potential experience and valuable ores. This could be his big break, if he dares to take it. But fear looms large, as shadowy monsters with glowing red eyes remind him of the deadly dangers lurking within the dungeon's depths. Even a game death feels too real, too final. Suddenly, the stunning woman gets close, openly admiring his strong mining arms, making our protagonist blush. Her charm is undeniable, and he quickly changes his tune. Regret instantly washes over him as he realizes he just agreed to enter a dangerous dungeon. What has he gotten himself into? Inside the dungeon, the first monster appears, a level 7 gray wolf. Surprisingly, its level is lower than he anticipated, offering a glimmer of hope. But the relief is short-lived. He's surrounded by multiple wolves and realizes he's still vastly outmatched. This is a nightmare. A monstrous wolf lunges directly at him, its red eyes burning with malice, and in pure terror, he instinctively calls for his mommy. This is bad. Just as the wolf closes in, a fiery blast erupts, saving him from certain doom. A powerful skill, Salamander Flame, rips through the air, dealing massive damage. It's Catherine Lee, the magician who just unleashed that fiery blast, standing strong amidst the flames. She's asking if our protagonist is okay, a true hero in the making. He's still processing what just happened, completely stunned by her overwhelming power. She wiped out an entire wolf pack in one shot, a force to be reckoned with. She looks genuinely worried, telling him he scared her. She wants him to stay close, promising to protect him from the dangers ahead. Could this be it, his chance at a real romance route? Our protagonist is blushing hard, wondering if his luck is finally turning in the most unexpected way. Meanwhile, another party member, a warrior with a confident smirk, effortlessly dodges the remaining wolves. He looks completely unfazed, hinting at his own formidable strength. He moves with incredible speed, unleashing a giant will swing that sends the wolves flying. This party isn't just strong, they're absolute powerhouses. The warrior proudly displays the spoils of battle, explaining their true objective, a suspicious ore that only a high-level miner can break. This is why they need our guy. But his face darkens as the warrior's words sink in, realizing they only value his mining skill, not his potential as a combatant. Is he just a tool to them? He feels insulted, convinced they see him as nothing more than a mining mule, an idiot. But a fire begins to burn in his eyes, a desire to prove them wrong. His gaze sharpens, a silent challenge in his eyes. They might think he's just a miner, but he's about to show them his true combat potential. Get ready for a surprise. He's unleashing all his pent-up frustration and rage into every swing, refusing to be seen as weak. But even with all his power, it seems the rock isn't budging. Despite his hidden power, he's still struggling to break the ore, feeling like he truly has no combat skills to escape this endless grind. Is he really just a miner after all? Meanwhile, the party members are starting to doubt the intel, worried about wasting their time and resources if this hidden path leads to nothing. Their desperation is growing. The warrior's patience is running thin, his gaze cold and threatening. Someone is definitely going to pay if this entire dungeon expedition turns out to be a waste of his precious time. Our protagonist is at his breaking point, ripping at his hair in pure frustration. The indignity of being just a miner and risking his life for mere pocket change is boiling over. He forces himself to calm down, accepting his fate as a simple miner on another normal, boring day. But with a final, desperate swing, something incredible happens. With a thunderous crack, the seemingly unbreakable rock shatters into a million pieces, revealing a blinding light beyond. What lies within this newly opened path? The party stares in utter disbelief at what lies before them, an enormous, ancient door shimmering with otherworldly light. This isn't just a hidden path, it's something far grander. Our protagonist is on his knees, utterly dumbfounded. This isn't just a hidden path, it's an impossible discovery, a hidden dungeon. His mind is racing. The warrior is visibly shaken, realizing the immense implications. A hidden dungeon means special rewards, and more importantly, a chance to unlock a hidden class, changing their destiny forever. The beautiful magician, Catherine, declares they've hit the jackpot with a chilling smirk. But his simple question, hints at a sinister twist about to unfold. As he clutches his fists, dreaming of a new life, a brutal betrayal unfolds from above. This isn't a team, it's a deadly trap. A blinding light erupts around him, followed by a chilling system alert, PK mode activated. This isn't just a game anymore, it's a fight for survival. He lies defeated on the cold ground, the crippling damage a stark reminder of his powerlessness. This unexpected attack has left him breathless and broken. His allies gloat over his defeat, revealing they always saw him as a mere tool to access the hidden dungeon. The betrayal cuts deeper than any blade. Catherine's venomous words confirm his worst fears, mocking his struggle and dismissing his role. He was never a true member, just a pawn to be discarded. A burning rage fills his eyes as the bitter truth snaps into place. They knew everything, and he was just a pawn in their elaborate scheme. The warrior's cruel words seal his fate, a chilling confirmation of their premeditated betrayal. This isn't about skill, it's about ruthless power. He awakens, still trapped within the deadly dungeon, utterly confused. Did they spare him, or is a crueler fate awaiting his demise? The shattering crystal reveals the agonizing truth: he died, only to be revived by a priceless item. His rage erupts as he realizes the true cost of their mercy. The hidden dungeon door still stands wide open, a symbol of unfinished business. The game might have taken his crystal, but it won't take his chance at revenge. His eyes burn with a furious resolve. He's not leaving. He's crashing their party, and he's flipping his entire life around, starting now. He closes his eyes, fueled by the memory of their scorn. Those jerks who look down on him are about to get a painful lesson. A dark aura swirls around him as he makes a terrifying vow: he'll be their worst nightmare. This isn't just a game anymore, it's personal. With a burst of renewed determination, he charges forward into the blinding light of the hidden dungeon. There's no turning back now. He plunges into the unknown, a dramatic, almost cinematic fall into the depths of the dungeon. What lies beneath? The epic entrance quickly turns into a clumsy descent. Stairs, right after the entrance, really? This is not the grand start he envisioned. He lands with a painful thud, taking a whopping 80 damage. Stairs right after the entrance. This hidden dungeon is already proving to be a challenge. Despite the rough landing, he looks up, confirming his entry into the hidden dungeon. His HP is critically low, but he's finally in. And what a sight! A colossal goblin statue on a throne dominates the room, confirming this is the Goblin Shrine. This place is beyond weird. He stares at the massive goblin statue, confused by the lack of challenge. A hidden dungeon should be much tougher than this, right? This can't be all there is to a low-level hidden dungeon, he thinks, already finding it boring. But he's about to be terribly mistaken. The silence is chilling, and he realizes he's completely alone. Where did his treacherous companions vanish to? Suddenly, a horrifying sight stops him cold. What in the world is he witnessing? He screams in pure terror as the dwarf, his former ally, lies dead in a pool of dark blood. And the killer, it's a twisted version of himself, a maniacal goblin. His mind reels in disbelief. It's the dwarf from earlier, brutally murdered. What the hell is going on in this cursed place? The dying dwarf asks for a revive skill, but it's hopeless. There's no such thing, not in this brutal reality. He realizes the dwarf was so greedy for the hidden dungeon, he died holding off on the revive button. His obsession with loot was truly pathetic. A terrifying, glitching warning flashes across the screen. This is a high-difficulty dungeon, far beyond his level. He needs to exit immediately, but can he? He screams in terror as the warning rings through the air. That voice, it sounds chillingly familiar, sending a wave of dread through him. Suddenly, a colossal hand snatches him up, lifting him helplessly into the air. The familiar voice from the warning now has a terrifying form. And look, the monster isn't alone. It's holding the dwarf in its other hand, crushed and screaming. This is absolute horror. Then the true horror reveals itself: Geiger, a level 80 abomination, a living nightmare. This is no mere goblin shrine, this is a meat grinder. This level 80 monster is about to devour him whole, screaming in terror. Is this truly the end? A horrifying crunch, a burst of blood, and a scream echoes through the dungeon. The sheer brutality of this monster is unimaginable. He covers his mouth, gagging in disgust and horror. This is the worst-case scenario, the real terror of heaven's door crashing down. The VR headset glows ominously, a reminder of the game's brutal realism. It simulates touch, it simulates pain, making every hit agonizingly real. The dwarf, still alive but crushed, pleads for help, for salvation. But how could anyone save him from this nightmare? He screams in despair, admitting his powerlessness against this overwhelmingly strong monster. There's no way he can help, no way to survive this. And the ultimate horror, game deaths in Heaven's Door are not just virtual. They can cause real pain, real trauma, even brain death. This is no longer just a game. He's running, pure terror in his eyes, refusing to let this monstrous figure be the one to end his life. He can't afford a shock-induced retirement from this game. He's not running because he's a coward, he's running because they abandoned him first. This isn't his fault, he's just trying to survive. His face twists into a manic grin, a desperate resolve to survive even if it means doing it alone. The fear has turned into something fierce. Suddenly, a chilling system message appears, claiming the Goblin Lord feels a kinship with his cowardice. What kind of twisted message is this? He's utterly bewildered, tears streaming down his face as he questions the bizarre message. Goblin Lord. This is beyond comprehension. Standing before the monstrous goblin statue, he repeats the message's accusation, questioning his own perceived weakness. Is this true, or is there more to it? A surge of raw anger erupts within him. Does anyone truly believe he chose this weakness? His frustration is palpable. The memory of Catherine, weak and defeated, flashes through his mind. He screams internally, "Did I choose to be powerless?" echoing his own painful reality. He remembers Catherine being brutally thrown, fueled by the desperate thought, if he had any strength, he never would have run. The helplessness burns. His real-world struggles resurface, the crushing weight of a life where he's always looked down upon. He only wanted a job where he could be respected. He wanted to be a hero, to fight monsters with epic skills, not to be stuck mining rocks. The bitterness of his reality is crushing. His rage boils over, fueled by the debt his parents left, trapping him in a life he never wanted. Why should he be called weak for a fate he didn't choose? He glares at the towering goblin statue, defying its silent judgment. Who is this mere goblin to look down on him in a game, when he's already looked down on in real life? The goblin statue's silent mockery pushes him to the edge. He's looked down on in real life, in the game, and now even this creature feels sorry for him. He screams a defiant challenge at the goblin, accepting its insult with a furious roar. Fine, I am a goblin, so what? Suddenly, a shocking system message appears. He's now an honorary goblin, and goblins will assist him. Even more bizarrely, he's eligible for a hidden class, Goblin Summoner. He stares at the notification, utterly bewildered, a mix of tears and snot, processing the absurdity of a Goblin Summoner hidden class. Is this a joke? His face twists into a horrifying grin, a desperate, almost insane rejection of the ridiculous class. He screams, "I reject it," furious at this cosmic joke. But it's too late. The system forcefully overrides his protest, announcing, "You are now a goblin. Class change complete." He's trapped. A monstrous, skeletal entity, glowing with a sinister red aura, materializes behind him. Its chilling presence makes him freeze in terror. Faced with ultimate terror, he activates his new, despised skill, Goblin Summon. Lightning crackles, and he desperately calls forth his first minion, hoping it's not a flashy disaster. From the swirling magic, a scrawny, weak-looking goblin emerges, crying out. It's exactly as pathetic as he feared, barely a threat to anything. He forms a cunning, dark smirk, already planning to use this weak goblin as a sacrificial lamb. It's the perfect bait to make his escape. With a furious command, he orders the goblin to go forth and defeat him. This is his only chance to survive. The monstrous Geiger unleashes a terrifying roar, its body contorting into a fearsome form. It's ready to utterly crush the puny summon. With a chilling smirk, he prepares to make his run. It's time to escape, leaving the goblin to its gruesome fate. But wait, the tiny goblin launches an impossible attack, a blinding streak of speed. It actually hits the colossal monster, sending a shockwave through the dungeon. He's utterly shocked, his face contorting in a comical display of disbelief. How could his pathetic goblin have done that? His vision is flooded with system messages, your EXP has increased. Over and over, the experience points pour in, leaving him utterly baffled. The goblin stands proudly, radiating with newfound power. His summon monster is leveling up, completely defying his expectations, and he's just beginning to grasp the potential. Wait, this pathetic goblin, the one he expected to be cannon fodder, is grinning maniacally. Its tiny eyes hold a terrifying power. He can't believe what he's seeing, his summoned goblin is actually max level. This completely defies all expectations, a truly bizarre twist. But suddenly, a terrifying scream echoes from the real world. Catherine Lee, trapped in her VR headset, is in utter agony. Her real-world body is suffering, unable to escape the digital nightmare. A man desperately tries to wake her, but it's no use. He stares in disbelief, realizing the gravity of her situation. This is far worse than he imagined, a permanent injury in the making. Catherine's face is cracked and broken, tears of blood streaming from her eyes. This game isn't just taking her life, it's forcing a retirement that means brain death. Meanwhile, the goblin continues its impossible rampage, delivering a devastating blow that sends massive damage numbers across the screen. This creature is a monster. The goblin stands victorious over another defeated foe, as our protagonist receives a "You have leveled up" notification. His unexpected class is truly a hidden gem. He's now effortlessly collecting loot, complaining to the goblin who's doing all the heavy lifting. The goblin is so effective, he barely has to lift a finger. He's living the dream, lounging in wealth and power, surrounded by loot. From a struggling laborer to a level 31 goblin summoner, he's finally found the hidden class that turns him into an overnight legend. He cleared the hidden dungeon, all thanks to his goblin. But now, his allies are gone, leaving him trapped with only one way out: death. This game is getting intense. Look at this guy, the goblin that carried him through the dungeon, clearing it all by himself. He never even leveled up, while our hero soared to level 31. Our hero is utterly bewildered, questioning if this goblin's insane power is just a glitch. A low-ranking mob shouldn't be this strong, right? But who cares about bugs? He's screaming in manic joy, ready to exploit this incredible glitch before it gets patched. No more mining, he's becoming the best in Heaven's Door. And just like that, he's back in the real world, at the bank. Customer number 36 is ready to cash in on his virtual adventures. He's at the counter, ready to convert his virtual loot, including wolf pelts, into real-world cash. The game's influence on the economy is undeniable. He pauses, asking to send the money to a different account. Is he hiding his newfound wealth, or helping someone else? Oh, right, he remembers. He has even more items to sell, a triumphant glint in his eye. The profits are about to skyrocket. He's listing off his rarest finds, a Geiger's membrane, its heart. The bank teller is absolutely stunned, realizing the colossal sum he's about to cash in. The bank teller's eyes are wide with shock, looking for her boss. This amount of money is clearly unprecedented, while a casual worker just picks his nose. The Nara bank manager himself appears, offering our protagonist tea, a clear sign that his sudden wealth has caught their attention. This isn't a normal transaction, is it? Our hero, unfazed by the fancy treatment, plainly states the tea is cold. The manager, flustered, admits he forgot to boil the water, clearly distracted by the colossal sum. Our protagonist cuts to the chase, asking why the manager is here if he's just converting items. The manager, with a suspicious smile, insists he has better places for his money and wants to chat. The manager smoothly suggests it would be a waste to keep so much money in a checking account. He's clearly pushing an exclusive investment option, but how much is he talking about? Our protagonist is shocked, questioning if an investment pitch is even appropriate for a bank manager. He still thinks his fortune is just a humble 1 million won, completely oblivious to his true worth. The manager chuckles, correcting him on his 1 million won assumption. He expected our protagonist to know the true value of the rare items he brought in, a value that's about to shock him. And then, the bombshell drops, his items are worth a staggering 230 million won. Our protagonist is completely stunned, the teacup almost slipping from his grasp. Back in the game, our hero is ecstatically hugging his goblin, celebrating that he paid back 10% of his debt thanks to his little helper. He's calling his goblin a cute little bastard, much to the goblin's annoyance. Still gushing about the goblin's cuteness, our protagonist is hit with the brutal reality of its terrifying face. He admits he can't lie about its ugliness and decides to unsummon it while in town. But disaster strikes, he can't unsummon his clingy goblin, even as other players stare in shock. He's stuck with the monster, realizing it might only go away if it dies, much to his public embarrassment. The public stares and whispers, wondering why a goblin is roaming the town. His embarrassment grows as players openly question his unsightly companion. The humiliation deepens as players loudly mock the goblin's appearance. He screams internally, "I'm not the goblin," but who would believe him now? Suddenly, the goblin gets aggressive, threatening a towering figure. This little beast is always looking for a fight. But even the fearsome goblin seems taken aback. What kind of player just arrived to make even it pause? A hulking, red-haired warrior known as Patton, the Annihilator, demands to know why a goblin is in town. This confrontation is about to get explosive. The onlookers recognize Patton, a fearsome member of the Evaton Guild. But his self-proclaimed title, Annihilator, sends a shiver down everyone's spine. Our protagonist is horrified, realizing anyone who calls themselves Annihilator is clearly unhinged. This is really, really bad. He screams, trying to stop the impending attack. Patton doesn't realize his goblin isn't a random monster, it's a player's summon, and the consequences could be catastrophic. Patton unleashes a furious, red-tinged swing directly at the goblin. But in a shocking turn, the goblin takes 0 damage. And just like that, the goblin retaliates, winding up for an impossibly powerful throw. Is this tiny creature about to one-shot another high-level player? The goblin's attack lands, and Patton screams in agony as blood splatters from his mouth. A system message assures that PK pain won't exceed fainting levels, but that's little comfort for his shattered pride. This fight is far from over, but Patton is already in trouble. Unbelievable, Patton the Annihilator, laid low by a mere goblin, is defeated. The crowd is in utter shock, their whispers screaming the impossible truth. What happens now that this tiny creature has proven its terrifying might? Oh no, our protagonist is in a full-blown panic. If anyone discovers this all-powerful goblin is his summon, his life in this game is over. He's absolutely screwed. A new player appears, a mysterious hooded figure with a chillingly calm demeanor. They're mocking Patton, calling his defeat by a goblin an utter embarrassment. This new character seems incredibly powerful, and deeply annoyed. This is Yoonhyuk of the Darkness, an assassin level 30, and he just called the goblin a monster not even worth facing. He's here to remind Patton of his guild's reputation, and it seems this isn't just a random fight anymore. Our protagonist is terrified. He knows his goblin is unstoppable, but if it wipes out an entire guild, he'll be a pariah. This is going from bad to utterly catastrophic. He desperately tries to intervene, offering to handle the goblin himself, but the hooded figure swiftly shuts him down. If he interferes, he's next. This is a cold, hard threat. He defiantly argues that ganging up on a single goblin would be a bad look for them, but the goblin doesn't wait for a response. It instantly launches another powerful throw stone attack. No time for talking now. The goblin's stone connects with devastating force, striking Minsun the Speedmaster directly in the face. A shocking blow, and just like that, another high-level player falls. The goblin is truly unstoppable. He's sprinting in pure terror, the goblin hot on his heels as more angry players chase them. He just wanted to avoid trouble, but now he's the target of an entire guild. This nightmare won't end. He thought he had it all figured out, a max-level goblin and a smooth road ahead in heaven's door. But then, an old man bursts in, yelling for him to follow. Who is this mysterious old man, bursting through a door and demanding he hurry? There's no time for questions when his life is on the line. The old man, Sungriel the Cunning, just led him into a trap, gleefully announcing his funeral. The betrayal cuts deep as he realizes he's been played again. He's still running for his life, but a new system notification demands his attention. What new twist is this game throwing at him now? The system claims the Goblin Lord is impressed by his sneakiness and rewards him a point. Is he truly a sneaky goblin, or just incredibly lucky? Back in the desolate black and white, he's weeping, recalling the insults hurled at him. First, they called him weak and vulgar. And now, even the Goblin Lord is calling him sneaky. His frustration boils over. Why does everyone keep labeling him? He walks away, reflecting on how none of this was his fault. He just wanted a fresh start. He questions his very nature. What makes him so weak, vulgar, and sneaky in everyone's eyes? The labels sting, driving him to the brink. His eyes blaze with rage as he recalls the truth. They dragged him into this, only to betray him without a moment's hesitation. The raw anger is about to unleash something terrifying. His rage solidifies into a chilling resolve, no more being looked down upon. He declares to his goblin that their weakness ends now. This is a promise of revenge. With a terrifying, shared grin, he declares their new war. They're going to utterly destroy the Evaton Guild. The path to revenge is set, and it's going to be bloody. Back in town, a confident female archer, perhaps another Evaton member, approaches. She challenges Yunhyuk, believing she alone can handle the threat. This woman radiates dangerous confidence. Yunhyuk warns the archer, reminding her that even Patton, their weakest, was taken down by the goblin in one strike. There's something deeply unsettling about that creature, and he senses it. This goblin is not normal. Chaos erupts as Yunhyuk charges, screams echoing around him. He's determined to face the threat head-on, no matter the cost. Yunhyuk's eyes widen in shock as Sungriel, the cunning old man, is brutally thrown aside. The goblin's rampage continues, taking down another key player. Yunhyuk, with a chilling expression, stares down the goblin. The creature's glowing eye hints at its true, terrifying nature, confirming Yunhyuk's suspicions. The fight is personal now. Another warrior, cloaked in a sweeping cape, lunges forward with a powerful, red-tinged attack. He's unleashing his full strength against the unstoppable goblin. The goblin stands defiantly, smirking as it takes 0 damage from the attack. This little beast is truly invincible, leaving its opponents in utter disbelief. Yunhyuk stares in shock, realizing the goblin's terrifying power isn't a fluke. His memories flash, suggesting he's seen this kind of absurd strength before, hinting at a deeper mystery. Yunhyuk is about to face the terrifying goblin head-on. He knows this is a bad move, even for him, and fear washes over him as he realizes he might actually die. Yunhyuk unleashes a flurry of attacks, a blur of deadly precision. But the goblin is just too fast, dodging every single strike with unnatural speed. Yunhyuk is utterly shocked. This goblin just parried his attack, something no low-level monster should ever be capable of. What is this creature? High above, the female archer screams, demanding to know why her allies are just standing there. She's ready to join the fray, but will she fare any better against this unstoppable force? Yunhyuk is in disbelief, realizing he's actually struggling against a mere goblin. His reputation as Ji-Hyun the Deathbringer is on the line, and it's a bitter pill to swallow. The goblin stands proud, while others struggle to comprehend how a low-ranking monster could inflict such massive damage. They're convinced there's a trick, but the truth is far more terrifying. Yunhyuk is done playing games. A dark, menacing aura erupts around him as he activates his ultimate skill, Extreme Evil. He's not holding back anymore. His eyes glow with malevolent power, declaring his displeasure. Extreme Evil is active, turning every single attack into a critical hit, but at a massive cost to his speed. The archer is stunned by Yunhyuk's extreme skill usage, questioning why he'd use it on a goblin. He calmly replies it's like a passive, but she wonders what kind of passive consumes half his mana. Yoonhyuk switches to his reverse grip stance, trading critical rate for a massive boost in attack damage. He's preparing a final, devastating blow, but will it be enough to stop the goblin? The female archer, annoyed by the prolonged fight, decides to take matters into her own hands. She's ready to unleash her true power, eager to end this embarrassment quickly. She activates her Gale Arrows, a combo skill that removes all speed debuffs. Despite her power, she's mortified to use such a move on a mere goblin, but the fight must end. Yoonhyuk, now glowing green, declares playtime is over, activating his assassin's passive skill that turns all attacks into critical hits. His power is surging, ready to crush the tiny foe. With lightning speed and a menacing glow, Yoonhyuk lunges forward, a blur of green energy and blades. The battle against the goblin is about to reach its terrifying climax. But in a shocking twist, Yoonhyuk's confident expression turns to one of utter disbelief. What impossible maneuver just made him recoil in horror? And just like that, Yoonhyuk is sent flying, embedded into the wall by the goblin's incredible force. The female archer screams in horror, witnessing the impossible. The archer is utterly stunned, questioning what just happened as the dust settles. How could a mere goblin defeat Yoonhyuk, a top player, in a single strike? She collapses to the ground in disbelief, her mind reeling. This isn't just a regular monster, is it? The implications are terrifying. Then, our protagonist steps forward, a smirk on his face, casually revealing the shocking truth. Yeah, I summoned him. The goblin cackles beside him, confirming the impossible. The archer stares, tears streaming down her face, questioning how a goblin could possess such power. She reveals Yoonhyuk is one of the strongest in the Avaton Guild, making the goblin's victory even more unfathomable. With a terrifying, twisted grin, our protagonist finally reveals his true feelings. He declares that he is not just angry, but extremely angry. The rage in his eyes promises a reckoning for those who betrayed him. Completely bewildered by his rage, the archer demands to know what they possibly did to him. Her desperate plea shows she's utterly oblivious to the betrayal her guild committed. Suddenly, his face twists into a horrifying, leering grin, declaring someone else is simply too irresistible. This shocking, grotesque transformation reveals a dark, perverse side. The screams echo, wondering just what he's planning next. Oh no, the misunderstanding just escalated. The protagonist tries to clarify, but the archer is already spiraling, completely misinterpreting his words. Her screams echo, wondering what kind of precious thing he's talking about now. The protagonist sighs, a bead of sweat forming, as he realizes this misunderstanding is getting out of hand. With a weary glance at his grinning goblin companion, he issues a chilling command: silence the screaming archer. What terrifying method will the goblin employ? Suddenly, a chilling sound rips through the air, making the townspeople stop dead in their tracks. Their heads turn, faces unseen, as one asks in a panicked whisper, "Did you guys just hear that? What horror just unfolded nearby?" The townspeople are absolutely horrified, their faces twisted in shock as one man, with fangs, points in terror. He cries out, recognizing the terrifying figures from before. Who could possibly inspire such dread in them now? Just when he thought things couldn't get worse, a surge of people appears, startling him. With a frustrated sigh, he realizes their chaotic performance has drawn an unwelcome audience. Now, he's making a desperate call to retreat, but will the goblin listen? Panic erupts as a terrified crowd stares up, witnessing a truly disturbing sight. On the rooftop, the protagonist looms over the fallen archer, while accusations of annihilation and violation fill the air. The screams warn that we might be next, painting a horrifying scene for onlookers. He's realized the massive misunderstanding and the sticky situation he's in. This revenge plot against the Avaton Guild has gone wildly off the rails, and now he's truly trapped. Our protagonist screams at his overpowered goblin, ordering it to release the archer. This whole situation is spiraling out of control, and he's desperate to rein in his terrifying minion. The crowd is absolutely stunned, watching this low-level player command the terrifying goblin. They can't believe someone in beginner gear is standing up to a monster that defeated the mighty Avaton Guild. The archer is still terrified and crying, completely at the mercy of the monstrous goblin. Her screams of terror continue to echo, painting a grim picture. He's crying, not from fear, but from the utter despair of this public disaster. It seems his revenge plan has backfired spectacularly, and he feels utterly defeated. The crowd below misinterprets his despair as a rallying cry, cheering him on to finish off the goblin. Their misunderstanding only adds to his growing panic. The players are loudly cheering for him, urging him to defeat the goblin. They believe he's their hero, completely unaware of the actual relationship between him and the monster. He's utterly bewildered by the sudden cheers, questioning why they're not shaming him instead. The crowd's reaction is completely unexpected, adding to his confusion. Then it hits him, a realization that fills him with even more dread. The public has no idea that this terrifying goblin is actually his summoned minion. He's flashing back to his cocky past, remembering how he confidently declared he'd handle the goblin and protect the Evaton Guild. The irony of that moment is now painfully clear. He stands defiantly, shielding the archer, declaring, "Let this woman go." He's playing the hero he always dreamed of being, despite the chaos he created. With a chilling glare, he declares, "It's all over for you now." His eyes hold a silent promise of ultimate revenge. Oh, the plot thickens. Turns out, this whole heroic moment is just his imagination, a desperate fantasy of being the savior he never was. But his heroic fantasy takes a dark turn, his face twisting into a sinister, almost deranged grin. He's staring at someone with pure malice. The archer is terrified, and he's not saving her, he's blackmailing her, threatening her with a painful death if she doesn't keep his secret. Tears stream down her face as she desperately promises to keep his terrifying secret. She's utterly broken by fear. With a smug smirk, he accepts her terrified promise. He's got her exactly where he wants her, for now. He turns to the goblin, putting on a grand show for the onlookers, publicly scolding the monster for its rampage. He's a master of deception. With a theatrical roar, he declares his heroic intention to face the monster. The crowd is eating it up. And with a shocking twist, a golden chain appears around the goblin's neck, a new skill activated, Walk the Goblin. He's not fighting it, he's taming it, a public display of power. The Walk the Goblin's skill is active, but the goblin is far from tame. It's furiously pulling on the chain, screaming its defiance, and dragging our protagonist across the rooftops. The goblin is pulling so hard it's dragging our hero across the ground. This Walk the Goblin's skill is proving to be less of a stroll and more of an out-of-control ride. Onlookers are absolutely stunned, recognizing the Chains of Light skill. They can't believe a beginner-level player possesses such an advanced power, utterly bewildered by what they're seeing. Our hero pretends to struggle, warning the crowd to stay back, even as a system message reveals the goblin's mood has actually improved from this walk. He's putting on quite the act. The Evaton Guild archer is watching in awe, realizing this player's estimated level is over 50. Her guild didn't stand a chance against such power, confirming their helplessness. The crowd erupts in gasps, realizing the true implications. It wasn't that the Evaton Guild was weak, it's that this player's power means no one else here stood a chance. With newfound determination, our protagonist activates another skill. He might not be able to win, but he promises to chase the goblin away, ready to maintain his heroic facade. His hand glows, revealing a new goblin summoner skill, Goblin Feeding. And what better way to fight a goblin than with a tempting, delicious sausage? He charges forward, screaming dramatically, "This is your end." But the true target isn't the goblin itself, but its insatiable appetite. The goblin dashes off in a blur of excitement, its hunger overcoming everything. It's lured away by the tempting bait, saving the protagonist's heroic reputation. The goblin is gone, but our hero isn't taking any chances. He screams at the top of his lungs, demanding the town gates be closed immediately. The goblin, still consumed by its hunger for the sausage, bolts towards the open town gate. It's desperate for that treat, oblivious to the chaos it leaves behind. With a mighty clang, the massive town gate slams shut, just as the goblin slips outside. Our hero's quick thinking has saved the town, for now. The relieved townsfolk watch in awe as the gate closes, whispering in disbelief. Is the terrifying goblin truly gone, or is this just a momentary peace? Our protagonist wipes sweat from his brow, looking utterly exhausted. He just pulled off the performance of a lifetime, but it took everything he had. With a dramatic pose and a tired smile, our hero asks if everyone is alright. The crowd erupts in cheers, hailing him as the legendary hero who chased away the monstrous goblin. He breathes a sigh of relief, thinking this grand charade should resolve things for now. But how long can he keep up this heroic act, and what new chaos awaits? As he recovers, the archer he blackmailed approaches, her solemn words reminding him that all her guildmates are dead, but she's the only one who knows his terrible secret. This woman could be his biggest threat, or his greatest ally. He turns, a flicker of recognition in his eyes, remembering the archer he threatened moments ago. He totally forgot about her, but she definitely didn't forget him. The archer looks at him calmly, promising to keep his secret. Our protagonist's eyes gleam with a dark thought, he thinks he can put her to good use. The archer calmly tells him about Pascal, a sacred ground with infinite HP, a place where players are safe from monsters and other players. This is valuable information, indeed. He leans in, a terrifying grin on his face, reaffirming her promise to keep his secret. He warns her with a chilling promise of endless, agonizing death if she dares to betray him. The archer recoils in utter terror, her face pale and tears streaming down. She's completely broken by the sheer horror of his implied threat. Back in his comfortable room, our protagonist relaxes, claiming his actions weren't what he intended. But the smirk on his face tells a different story. He's basking in the luxury, feeling proud of his good deed that earned him this splendid room. The irony is lost on no one but him. But his mind drifts to a painful memory, Catherine Lee, falling helplessly. He vows he would have saved her, if only he had the power back then. Suddenly, he snaps back to reality, remembering the crucial goblin point he earned. It's time to unleash new, unexpected powers. He opens the goblin skill store, revealing a vast tree of locked abilities. With most advanced skills out of reach, he only has one immediate choice. He picks the only available skill, Rally, without knowing what it does, and his face twists in confusion as it instantly activates. What kind of power has he just unlocked? And just like that, the goblin roars, glowing with an ominous golden aura. This isn't just a rally, this is a terrifying transformation, unleashing its true, hidden might. The goblin's rally skill transforms it into a horrifying, enraged beast, making our protagonist scream in terror. He just wanted a power-up, not a demon. His rally skill wasn't a power-up, it just recalled the goblin to him, right into his private room. Now he's stuck with his terrifying summon, screaming in panic about getting caught. The innkeeper NPC bursts in, alerted by the commotion. Our hero desperately tries to hide the goblin, stammering apologies and telling the innkeeper to run, but not to die. He's wrestling his terrifying goblin to the ground, trying to force it to hide, profusely apologizing for accidentally summoning it indoors. This is not going well. Later that night, he reflects on the goblin's chaotic day, realizing it was mocked and attacked for no reason. A quiet moment of empathy. Lying in bed, he realizes the goblin's struggle mirrors his own. They're both misunderstood, just wanting a fair chance, and it's a touching, if bizarre, bond. His gaze hardens, declaring this world, both virtual and real, is simply too full of greedy, backstabbing people. The goblin seems to agree. The next morning, a new day dawns, and the cheerful ensign promises a fresh start. But will this peace last? But the peace is shattered as an angry warrior, surrounded by other players, confronts him. He's recognized as the bastard from yesterday's chaos. The warrior accuses him of saving an Evaton guild member, an accusation he nervously confirms. Internally, he's sweating, wishing his overpowered goblin was here to back him up. Yunhyuk thanks him with a chilling stare, and our protagonist is terrified. He's asking for help, but it feels more like a threat. Catherine tells Yunhyuk to calm down, unaware that our protagonist is internally panicking, knowing his powerful goblin isn't around. He's thinking, "You fools, you're all being tricked." Our hero, now confident, admits he helped them despite their betrayal, because he needs something from them. The tables are turning. Yoonhyuk confirms the Evaton Guild is now in his debt, promising to help him with anything he can. A powerful guild is now at his beck and call. He reveals his true goal: he's level 31 and needs to move to the next zone, implying they're his ticket there. His ambition is growing. Yoonhyuk instantly recognizes the target zone, Fyorendal, and ominously states he knows the way. His knowledge is impressive. Our protagonist is surprised, realizing the cunning old man, Sungreal, is actually quite a high-level warrior. This guild is full of surprises. The old man, Sungreal, compliments our protagonist, assuming he's incredibly strong for supposedly fighting the goblin alone. The misunderstanding continues, big time. Patton, still battered, scoffs in annoyance, clearly not happy about Sungreal praising the one who defeated him. His pride is shattered. Our hero sweats nervously, internally dismissing the praise. He knows the truth, and it's far from what they imagine. He shudders, realizing the true power he faced from Yoonhyuk. If they had truly intended harm, he'd be nothing but dust. The world of Heaven's Door is laid bare, starting with the beginner area called Leviticus. Each zone a new challenge, a new beginning. From grassy plains to dark forests, the game's diverse landscapes are shown. These are just the regular dungeons, waiting for players to explore. These are the easily accessible open-field dungeons. But a greater challenge lurks for those truly brave enough to venture beyond. But escaping this beginner zone means facing a new beast, a raid dungeon. This is a true test of power and cunning. These aren't just dungeons, they're time trials. A single chance, a single moment to prove your worth, or be stuck forever. The ultimate challenge, locked behind a monthly timer, awaits. And it's the very reason these powerful players are here, gathered for a single purpose. His mind races, connecting the dots. The pieces of the puzzle click, revealing a chilling truth. The truth hits like a thunderbolt, as Yoonhyuk confirms the raid opened yesterday. Their grand plan, shattered by a single, green menace. The full weight of his goblin's chaos crashes down. Stuck for a month, in a beginner's trap, this is a nightmare. He's trapped, but he's also furious, reflecting on the huge fortune he's already made from the level 80 boss monster. His goblin can clear even tougher dungeons, so wasting a month feels like an absolute catastrophe. No way, 1 month is too long. He grabs Yoonhyuk, screaming in rage, demanding another way out of this beginner trap. His precious time is at stake. The answer is a blunt yes. Yoonhyuk calmly confirms they're all stuck, and everyone is equally furious about wasting time. A debt is settled, but at what cost? With a solemn touch, Yoonhyuk confirms their debt to him has been fully repaid. And just like that, they're gone. The Evaton Guild members turn their backs, leaving him alone in the beginner zone. But wait, what's this? A swirling red vortex appears in the sky, as the system announces a boss raid has opened. Disbelief sweeps through the guild as Sungreal stares at the boss raid notification. There should be at least 30 days until the next one, making this impossible. Even Yoonhyuk is stunned, his usual calm demeanor shattered by the unexpected boss raid. This changes everything. The message looms large, a chilling reminder that the boss raid is indeed open. There's no escaping this reality now. His eyes widen in disbelief as the realization hits him. The boss raid is already open, shattering his month-long wait. Patton's face twists in furious disbelief. It really did open, forcing their hand much sooner than expected. In just a single day, the boss raid appeared, a massive red vortex swirling in the forest. The Evaton Guild members are already heading towards the ominous portal. Yoonhyuk questions how many players are inside the raid, and Sungreal reveals the shocking truth: no one is, because the truly prepared cleared it yesterday and moved on. Yoonhyuk's expression darkens. It seems they're utterly alone this time, forcing them to face the raid without their usual strategic numbers. Standing tall, our protagonist confronts them, his voice laced with venom. They lied, they betrayed him, all to get ahead. The truth is finally out. His face contorts in a scream of raw, agonizing self-loathing. He trusted them again, after everything, and the betrayal cuts in deeper than any blade. Catherine looks utterly distraught, desperately trying to explain, her words tumbling out. She claims it's all a misunderstanding, but is it too late? Yoonhyuk calmly accepts the accusations, then offers a chilling choice: join them or watch from the sidelines. Our protagonist, still fuming, won't miss out on the loot. With a stern nod, Yoonhyuk decides to quickly explain the raid's mechanics before they enter. Time is of the essence, and there's no room for more drama. Yoonhyuk reveals the terrifying truth: the raid has only one chamber, meaning they'll face the boss immediately. This isn't just a challenge, it's a death trap. Sungryul and the archer, both level 28, are confident the raid is below their level. But they still plan to be careful, unaware of the chaos ahead. Patton, the Annihilator, level 28, boasts that even without their guildmaster, the entire Evaton guild is here and ready to dominate. The Evaton guild members charge forward, brimming with overconfidence, convinced they'll defeat this boss in just 10 seconds. Their arrogance is on full display. Yoonhyuk calmly leads the Evaton guild into the swirling red portal, entering the boss raid. They're ready to face whatever lies within. Our protagonist, ever the schemer, tells his goblin to stay hidden. He knows its monstrous power would expose his secret and ruin his plans. He flashes back to a brutal memory of betrayal, vowing never to be caught off guard again. This time, he'll be the one controlling the game. He reveals his hidden ace, an advanced healing stone. This priceless item can resurrect him, giving him a crucial extra life in this deadly raid. Suddenly, an unseen force blasts him, sending him sprawling to the ground with critical damage. He curses, but his defiance burns brightly. He looks around in awe and terror, finally grasping the immense scale of the boss raid. The true challenge has just begun. What the heck, it's not just a boss raid, it's a hidden dungeon. A colossal steel giant boss towers over the guild, and our protagonist screams in disbelief, realizing the magnitude of this encounter. The old man Sungryul is panicking, demanding answers from Yoonhyuk, who seems equally bewildered. Their plan is clearly falling apart in this unexpected hidden dungeon. Catherine Lee is screaming in fear, urging our protagonist to abandon the treasure and flee. This dungeon is far too dangerous for them all. Our protagonist smirks, utterly disgusted by their fear. He can't believe they're already thinking of running from a hidden dungeon. He rages, questioning their common sense. How could they even think about leaving a hidden dungeon, missing out on legendary loot? The terrifying steel giant boss looms, its sheer power enough to cause real-world brain damage. This isn't just a game over, it's a permanent retirement. He rationalizes the risk, convincing himself a 10-level difference isn't enough to cause permanent damage. He's willing to gamble his mind for the rewards. With grim determination, he dismisses the danger, believing the rewards are worth the pain. He's clearly willing to go to extremes for wealth. He screams at them, telling them to run if they're scared, as he'll take all the hidden dungeon's rewards for himself. His greed knows no bounds. With a manic grin, he activates his rally skill, screaming for his hidden trump card, the goblin, to appear. The true power is about to be unleashed. And just like that, the goblin appears under the night sky, seemingly teleported to its master. It looks confused, but ready for action. The massive steel giant lunges forward, its glowing red eyes fixed on our helpless protagonist. This boss means business, and he's right in its path. He screams at the top of his lungs, desperately demanding his goblin come to his aid. This is a cry of pure, unadulterated fear and frustration. Another ally falls. The red-haired warrior lies defeated, staring at a fallen comrade, muttering in disbelief. He can't believe the idiot who faced the goblin yesterday is already dead. Yoonhyuk of the Darkness dismisses the fallen player with a chilling indifference. He has a bigger problem on his mind, and it's far more urgent. Panic grips Yoonhyuk as he realizes the horrifying truth: the dungeon portal has closed behind them. They're trapped, and there's no escape. Sungryul's face hardens as he explains the terrifying twist: this isn't just a hidden dungeon, it's a hidden raid dungeon, trapping them inside. They underestimated this place. Faced with the monstrous steel giant and no way out, Yoonhyuk grimly declares their only option: fight to survive. The desperation is palpable. A single blow from the steel giant sends our protagonist screaming in agony. He died instantly, shocked that even at level 31, he stood no chance against this colossal foe. He's dead, but the system shows he's level 31. His powerful goblin is useless now that the portal is closed, trapping him in despair. All his hard-earned rewards are slipping away. Yoonhyuk's eyes glow with renewed determination, screaming for the Avaton Guild to begin their hunt. There's a new prey in this deadly dungeon, and he's ready to take it down. He's down, lying in a pool of blood, utterly bewildered. He can't believe he's already taken such a beating, his revive skill likely just activated. Meanwhile, the Avaton Guild unleashes its power. Catherine Lee, the archer, activates her arrow of downwind, while Minsung the speedmaster doubles their movement speed. They're moving fast. Sungreal, the cunning old man, orders 2 players to attack first, to find the boss's weaknesses. With Ji-hyun's speed buff, the enemy won't even react to their assault. The strategy is clear: every monster has a weak point. They'll unleash a rapid 16 serial slash attack, 32 hits in total, to pinpoint the boss's deepest injury and exploit it. But the giant roars, completely unfazed. 0 damage was dealt, baffling the attacker. This monster's defenses are beyond anything they've ever seen, a truly impenetrable foe. Yoonhyuk, ever the calm strategist, agrees. 2 terrifying possibilities emerge: either its defense is impossibly high, or something far worse is at play. With swift precision, Yoonhyuk jumps, aiming for the giant's leg. He's searching for any weakness, any crack in its impenetrable armor. Yoonhyuk unleashes his unrivaled sword skill, a powerful purple flash, finally dealing a significant 1800 damage. A vital hit, but the giant still stands. But Yoonhyuk's eyes glow with a chilling realization: it's not just defense. Smaller attacks won't work at all, meaning only the most devastating blows can leave a mark. And here's the kicker: the steel giant has a terrifying passive skill, Hatred for the Weak, nullifying any attack under 5% of its maximum HP. This boss truly despises weakness. The red-haired warrior screams in frustration, declaring Yoonhyuk is the only one capable of dealing significant damage against the level 40 steel giant. He truly believes in his allies' power. But the wise old man, Sungreal, reveals a secret. Yoonhyuk is not the one with the strongest ultimate attack, someone else holds even greater, conditional power. This mysterious archer, Ji-hyun the Deathbringer, glows with ominous green energy as she reveals her ultimate skill. She can sacrifice her own life force for unmatched damage, a secret she's kept hidden. Patton's shock turns to desperate resolve. He vows to buy Ji-hyun plenty of time, whatever it takes. He's willing to risk everything to give her a chance to unleash her full power. He unleashes a blinding light, roaring as he activates his Warcry skill. Patton is ready to draw the boss's attention, even if it means sacrificing himself for the greater good. The giant is enraged, its gaze now fixed solely on Patton, who successfully provoked it with his Warcry. The ultimate confrontation is about to begin. Panic fills our hero's eyes as he screams internally, calling Patton an idiot for provoking the monster. He knows this is a suicide mission, but can't help but feel a flicker of reluctant admiration. He takes the hit, barely flinching, even mocking the steel giant's strength. Patton the Annihilator can actually tank its attacks, for now, proving his incredible durability. The cunning old man, Sungreal, warns Patton not to let his guard down, reminding him their plan demands perfect execution. There's a deeper strategy at play, and every move counts. The old man activates a disturbing skill, pain sharing, linking his fate to Patton's. Now, they'll both endure the boss's brutal attacks, but the one with more HP will suffer more. Who will bear the heaviest burden in this shared agony? Our protagonist observes the guild members, noticing their low levels and lack of hidden classes. He wonders if they truly stand a chance against this monstrous boss. Yoonhyuk, the cunning assassin, outlines their strategy. The warriors will distract, while the assassin team slowly chips away at the boss's defenses. It's a precise, brutal plan. The guild launches their coordinated attack, but the steel giant remains defiant. Even the powerful archer is left questioning the monster's overwhelming strength. Our hero, now revived, lies on the ground, clutching his precious healing stone. He panics, realizing the guild might actually defeat the boss and steal his hard-earned rewards. Patton's face contorts in disbelief, caught completely off guard. He's clearly shocked by the sheer power of the steel giant, or perhaps an unexpected turn in the battle. The steel giant suddenly shifts its focus, choosing a new target. Patton screams in rage, demanding the monster face him, determined to fulfill his role as the main tank. Our protagonist, now back on his feet, sighs dramatically. He declares he can't watch these losers fight anymore, deciding to step in as the highest level player among them. With a chilling smirk, our protagonist revels in the steel giant's choice. The colossal boss has chosen Kim Chulsu as its target, sealing their fate. The steel giant unleashes a devastating wide-range attack, instantly wiping out multiple guild members. Our protagonist stares in horror at the death notifications, furious that their revive attempts were useless. Patton, fueled by furious grief, screams at the steel giant for harming his allies. This fight just got personal. The wise old man, Sungreal, warns everyone not to let their guard down, preparing for the next brutal attack. Their lives hang in the balance. Patton unleashes his most powerful warrior skill, Giga Slash, a blinding wave of pure force. He's determined to make the steel giant pay. But the steel giant effortlessly blocks the attack, a mere scratch against its impenetrable armor. Patton's powerful Giga Slash only deals a pathetic 3,890 damage. And just like that, the cunning old man, Sungreal, coughs up blood, his pain distribution skill splitting the damage. Both he and Patton are down, their cunning not enough to save them. Our protagonist stares in horror as system notifications confirm the worst. Patton the Annihilator and Sungreal the Cunning have both died. He screams, "WH, what did I?" He screams in desperate denial, tears streaming down his face. "This isn't my fault," he cries, "all I did was revive myself." His panic is palpable. Yoonhyuk, ever stoic, explains the monster's targeting system. It always prioritizes healers and ranged damage dealers over tanks. A cold, hard truth about game mechanics. But thanks to Patton's taunt skill, Warcry, the monster was forced to target the tank instead. A strategic move, but with unseen consequences. Yoonhyuk grimly reveals the shocking truth: the moment an unaccounted player was revived, it reset the monster's aggro. The assassins were instantly killed, and even their tanks couldn't survive. Ji-hyun, the Deathbringer, is terrified, her HP critically low as she prepares her ultimate attack. She's asking Yoonhyuk for desperate orders, poised to unleash a devastating one-shot, one-kill bow that consumes her life force. This is their last hope. A stern voice snaps at Ji-hyun, reminding her that a premature shot will ruin their entire strategy. They're trying to contain the chaos, but the pressure is immense. The steel giant roars, its defense is still too strong. The assassins couldn't even fully stack their weak point severance skill, meaning Ji-hyun's powerful shot won't be enough to take it down. Their meticulous strategy is crumbling. Yoonhyuk charges forward, a blur of purple energy, vowing to draw the boss's aggro. He screams at Ji-hyun to not cancel her skill, emphasizing that her single, devastating attack is their only shot at victory. Our protagonist, now alive again, cautiously asks if there's anything he can do to help. He looks small and insignificant next to Ji-hyun's overwhelming aura, feeling useless without his secret weapon. Ji-hyun glares at him, harshly demanding he do nothing, reminding him he's useless without his goblin. She declares him nothing but a nuisance, a bitter insult that cuts deep. He stares up, confused and hurt by Ji-hyun's piercing gaze, muttering in disbelief. The realization dawns on him: they only care about his goblin's power, not him. His frustration boils over, and he internally screams. He blames the guild, for if not for their chase, his unstoppable goblin would be right by his side, ready to save them all. His face twists into a chilling smirk as his true, sinister nature emerges. He silently reminds them that they're the ones at fault, trapped and helpless, unaware that their only chance at victory lies with him. With a terrifying roar, the steel giant lunges, selecting Ji-hyun the Deathbringer as its next target. Panic floods the battlefield as the colossal monster closes in on their last hope, poised to strike. Yoonhyuk grimly confirms his theory: the colossal steel giant is indeed prioritizing Ji-hyun, their powerful ranged attacker. The boss is aiming for their weakest link. But Yoonhyuk won't allow it. With a blur of motion, he lunges forward, demanding the monster's attention. "I'm your opponent," he screams, ready to draw its terrifying wrath. He unleashes Twin Blade Rave, a risky but powerful skill, dealing 1920 damage to the giant. This attack is a calculated risk, but he's willing to take it to protect his allies. Yoonhyuk moves with lightning speed, bounding across the dungeon walls, still screaming his defiance. This fight is far from over, and he's not backing down. He closes in, demonstrating his mastery of aggro, diving with fierce determination. He's showing them how a true assassin controls the battlefield. Another Twin Blade Rave lands, dealing 1908 damage as blood splatters from the steel giant. Yoonhyuk is relentlessly chipping away at its formidable defenses. He lands another critical hit, dealing 1912 damage, emphasizing that the most effective way to gain aggro is by dealing the most damage. His strategy is clear: relentless assault. Yoonhyuk, now looking slightly exasperated, questions the boss. Is it only after 3 all-out attacks that he's finally considered a threat? His pride is clearly stung. Finally, the steel giant roars, acknowledging its new, formidable opponent. The system confirms, the steel giant has selected Yoonhyuk of the Darkness as its target. Yoonhyuk stares at the colossal steel giant, its HP still massive at 22,460 out of 30,000. He grimly acknowledges that even his powerful attacks barely made a dent, despite the weak point severance stacks. Yoonhyuk grimly acknowledges the immense HP left on the steel giant, knowing his next move must be critical. He's determined to buy time, taunting the boss with a chilling smirk. Yoonhyuk prepares to unleash his quick evade, a skill meant to dodge all attacks. But his confident smirk shatters as a system message declares his MP is insufficient, leaving him vulnerable. A monstrous blow from the steel giant connects, sending Yoonhyuk screaming in pain. His strategy has utterly failed, and he's completely exposed to the giant's brutal power. And just like that, Yoonhyuk of the Darkness falls, a system notification confirming his death. Our protagonist stares down at the fallen assassin, a chilling realization dawning. Our protagonist screams in a fit of rage, calling his former allies retards for their disastrous plan. He curses his own decision to revive, realizing he should have just stayed out of their mess. The archer, Ji-hyun, screams back in fury, blaming him for ruining everything by reviving himself. Her frustration is palpable as she feels trapped by his mistake. Their argument escalates, faces inches apart, as the protagonist coldly declares he'd rather everyone die than let them get the rewards without him. The greed is real, and it's ugly. The monstrous steel giant unleashes a terrifying roar, its red eyes burning with pure malice. It's ready to bring down the hammer on its new targets. Our protagonist and Ji-hyun scream in unison, faces twisted in utter terror. The monstrous roar signals impending doom, and they're caught directly in its path. The colossal steel giant looms over them, and a chilling system message confirms its next target, Ji-hyun the Deathbringer. Our protagonist stands frozen, watching the horror unfold. Ji-hyun screams, glowing with power, furious that this isn't the time for blame. She's not fully charged, but she knows this is her only chance to strike. But our protagonist interrupts, demanding to know what she's doing. His casual question adds a layer of bizarre calm to the chaos. With a chilling smirk, he asks a crucial question: she can't move while charging, can she? This isn't helpful, it's a cold calculation. Ji-hyun's eyes widen in terror as she realizes his true intentions. He's not helping her, he's holding her in place, asking, "What are you doing?" with pure dread. Tears stream down Ji-hyun's face as she screams in absolute horror, begging him to stay away. Her fear is palpable. Our protagonist crouches behind Ji-hyun, pulling her hair, his eyes shining with a sinister glee. He casually calls her mommy, a twisted, shocking endearment. He's still pulling her hair, asking if she just needs 10 more seconds. His chilling question is a calculated move to buy time, but for what? Ji-hyun stares in utter disbelief, realizing his impossible speed. How can this seemingly weak player be almost as fast as Yoon-hyuk, a top assassin? With a terrifying grin, he reveals his secret: he poured all his stats into agility, making him absurdly fast. Even an assassin wouldn't risk such a bizarre build. With tears in her eyes and a desperate snarl, Ji-hyun aims her bow, knowing this is their last, all-or-nothing shot. If it misses, it's truly all over. Our protagonist's sinister intentions are fully revealed as he demands 100-fold repayment for his sacrifice and the healing stone. He's not just helping, he's extorting. Ji-hyun unleashes her powerful one-shot, one-kill bow skill, with our protagonist still clinging to her, riding the wave of destruction. With only 1% HP left, Ji-hyun fires her desperate, life-or-death shot. Our protagonist screams for her to finish it, his face a mix of fear and manic anticipation. But the steel giant isn't going down easily. It unleashes its ultimate, world-shattering AoE skill, World Demolisher. Our protagonist is horrified, realizing the steel giant was hiding such a devastating area of effect attack. This changes everything. This World Demolisher hits everywhere, leaving no escape. With Ji-hyun at 1% HP and him at a mere 100 HP, this attack means instant death for both of them. Ji-hyun's shot is blocked by the flying rubble, missing its target. Their last hope just shattered, literally, before their eyes. Ji-hyun screams in frustration, unable to land her shot through the chaos. Their desperate plan is failing, and their lives are slipping away. As Ji-hyun struggles, our protagonist sees his life flash before his eyes, not a solution, but nostalgic memories of playing with friends. Is this truly the end for him? But wait, a chilling, familiar cackle echoes as the goblin, his secret weapon, suddenly appears. The ultimate underdog is here, ready to change everything. Our protagonist screams at his goblin, demanding to know what took it so long. Even in this deadly battle, his main concern is his summoned minion's tardiness, despite his own terror. The tiny goblin launches a furious, impossible attack, sending a shocking 999,999 damage number soaring past the stunned archer. She can't believe her eyes. What kind of power is this? Rubble rains down from the dungeon ceiling, as if the goblin's attack just tore a hole in reality itself. This isn't just a monster, it's a force of nature, a secret move that devastates everything. And just like that, the goblin takes a direct hit from the steel giant, but a zero damage notification appears. It's using Goblin Shield, an invincible defense against a world-ending attack. With a manic grin, our protagonist declares it's time for the climax, standing defiantly with his goblin while the archer prepares her ultimate shot. The tide is turning, in the most bizarre way possible. The archer's one-shot, one-kill bow skill is finally fully charged and unleashed, soaring through the air for a devastating 22,524 damage. It's all or nothing. The colossal steel giant cracks and crumbles, its formidable armor shattered. The combined power of the unlikely trio has finally brought down the seemingly invincible boss. Victory! The system confirms, you have cleared the hidden dungeon. The archer looks on in tired disbelief, confirming they actually won, all thanks to the impossible goblin. Our protagonist celebrates wildly, his levels soaring from 31 to 34. His Goblin Summoner class is proving to be incredibly overpowered, granting him massive experience from the hidden dungeon. He's screaming in ecstatic joy, demanding his hard-earned rewards. His eyes are wide with manic glee, ready to cash in on his latest, unexpected fortune. The raid is cleared, and a system message confirms everyone is revived. Yoon-hyuk, ever the calm leader, asks if everyone is safe. Patton confirms they're alive, but not without feeling the brutal impact of the battle. He's relieved it's over, barely escaping a truly devastating loss. But wait, a horrifying realization strikes: Sungreal, the cunning old man, isn't breathing. Is he the only casualty, or is something else at play? Yoon-hyuk, calm even in the face of death, demands an explanation. What shocking truth is about to unravel in this cleared dungeon? Suddenly, our protagonist is on his knees, screaming for them to back away. What terrifying secret is he desperate to protect now that everyone is revived? Ji-hyun looks utterly bewildered by his sudden outburst. What does she know, or rather, what does she not want to reveal about him? A shocking system message appears: you have not met the condition for the hidden class. Ji-hyun's desperate face reveals she's still trapped, despite all their efforts. Ji-hyun is in utter disbelief. Clearing the hidden dungeon wasn't enough to unlock her hidden class? This game just keeps getting more frustrating. Our protagonist, now calm, pieces it all together. The Goblin Lord's favor and specific hidden dungeon conditions are the true keys to unlocking a hidden class, not just clearing the raid. The image shifts, focusing on the powerful goblin. It seems defeating the boss after getting the hidden class is the more natural order of things, suggesting our protagonist is truly an anomaly. He's screaming in frustration, not about the boss, but about the reward. He's about to collect his loot, but something's holding him back. What chaotic timing is this? Ji-hyun screams, reminding him that the loot needs to be shared with the entire guild. Her stern words are a reality check for his greed, but will he listen? The Yevaton Guild is baffled by his bizarre behavior, comparing him to Gollum as he obsesses over his precious loot. He's completely ignoring them, lost in his own world of greed. Yoon-hyuk, surprisingly, concedes, telling him the guild won't greed over the unexpected reward. Is this a moment of truce, or is there a hidden agenda behind their generosity? The cunning old man, Sungryul, is furious, chastising Yoon-hyuk for starting this alliance. Their internal conflict is flaring up, making the atmosphere thick with tension. He explodes in a fit of rage, accusing them of betraying him not once, but twice. His screams echo, consumed by the burning pain of their deceit. Yoon-hyuk's chilling words remind him of their overwhelming power. They could have taken him out by force, but they chose a different path. What do they truly want? As he reaches for his reward, he spots a unique item, the great bow of the Iron Giant. This isn't just loot, it's a legendary weapon, but it raises a suspicious question. He's confronted by a blunt question: he's not an archer, so why does he need a bow? His secret is about to be exposed, and he's completely cornered. He screams in frustration. The system confirms his worst fears: unique items are untradeable and class-locked. His grand plan to sell the bow for riches just crumbled, leaving him furious. He's throwing a full-blown tantrum, screaming that he still wants the untradeable bow because everyone else has one. But his former allies are demanding he give it to Ji-hyun. Will his greed finally get the better of him, or will he give in? A chilling smirk spreads across his face. He's agreed to give them the weapon, but he wants something in return. He's not letting go of this legendary bow without a devilish price, but what could he possibly demand? Yoon-hyuk stares, bewildered, as our protagonist reminds them this priceless relic is untradeable. He's hinting at a payment far more valuable than gold, but what could it be? His laughter echoes, twisted and sinister. He's forcing them to buy the item with their servitude, revealing his true, manipulative genius and sealing their fate. The old man's eyes widen in horrified realization. Sungryul finally grasps the protagonist's master plan. He endured the raid and death just to hold them hostage for this legendary item. A chilling, shared cackle erupts as the protagonist and his goblin revel in their villainy. Yoon-hyuk grimly notes the protagonist's striking resemblance to a past, equally vile goblin, hinting at a darker secret. And here's the mastermind's secret weapon. The goblin, hidden among the rubble, reveals itself, patiently waiting for its master's command, ready to join its cunning scheme. With a newfound purpose, Ji-hyun claims her prize. She now possesses the legendary great bow of the Iron Giant, a weapon of immense power and a chilling past, ready to unleash its true might. The trade is done, but the tension lingers. Our protagonist's smugness is palpable as Yoon-hyuk delivers a chilling observation: he has a special gift for making enemies, a reputation that will surely follow him. Yoon-hyuk probes his next move, asking where he'll go after this. But the protagonist's cryptic reply leaves Yoon-hyuk wondering, where will this unpredictable player strike next, and what chaos will he unleash? Our protagonist gives a chilling smirk, telling Yoon-hyuk he's going somewhere far away from them. He's going to a place where their betrayal won't reach him. The Yevaton Guild members calmly accept his twisted words and walk away, leaving him to his fate. But they have no idea what he's truly planning. But the real jackpot wasn't the bow, it was something far more sinister. He obtained a powerful consumable item, the thief's glove, capable of stealing anything, once. He holds up a pristine high-purity steel, mocking the guild for ignoring its true value. They were blinded by the unique weapon, completely missing the real treasure. With a maniacal grin, he declares these materials are all he needs, unleashing his pent-up rage. This is payback for their betrayal, and he's just getting started. We transition to Fyrendel, a bustling new city, far from the beginner zones. This is Phoenix El Basar, a world brimming with higher-level players and even greater opportunities. He's awestruck by the sheer number of high-level players, decked out in gear he's never seen. His eyes gleam with envy and ambition, wondering about their massive earnings. His eyes narrow, and he literally sniffs the air, a crazed grin spreading across his face. He can practically smell the money, the potential for incredible wealth in this new city. He flashes back to his painful defeat, recalling how he was one-shot by a boss 9 levels lower. Repaying his debt is important, but first, he needs a serious gear upgrade. And here's the shocking truth, his ragged armor is only level 3 and actually gives a -1 defense stat. He's been fighting high-level monsters in the equivalent of rags, making his survival even more miraculous. His goblin minion is causing an absolute scene, screaming and struggling to break free from his grasp. Our protagonist is flustered, desperately trying to control his unruly companion in public. He sternly warns the goblin to behave, his patience clearly wearing thin. He's trying to avoid more public chaos, but will his mischievous minion listen this time? Suddenly, a colossal, majestic white beast with glowing eyes appears, dwarfing them both. Our protagonist screams in disbelief, realizing a formidable monster has just arrived in town. Panicked, he screams for his goblin to protect him, recognizing this creature as a boss-level threat. He's desperate for his true powerhouse to step in and save them from impending doom. A new female character with elegant white hair watches the scene unfold, surprised. She's never seen a goblin summon before, hinting at the rarity and bizarre nature of our protagonist's hidden class. This is Irene, a level 76 summoner, casually sitting atop her colossal white beast. She looks at our protagonist, wondering if his tiny goblin is truly his summoned monster. Our protagonist is utterly bewildered, realizing the giant beast is also a summon. His mind races, questioning if this enormous creature is a summoned monster, just like his own. Irene assures him her massive summon, Michelle, is docile in town, but then admits it's drooling a lot. The giant creature looks incredibly hungry, making our protagonist very uneasy. Our protagonist, despite his comical situation, looks at Irene with grim understanding. He instantly knows that she is incredibly powerful, a force he cannot possibly contend with. The silhouette of Irene looms large, her power so immense that even the most formidable guilds, including the Evaton Guild, stand no chance against her. She is on a completely different level. Irene, the powerful summoner, looks down gracefully from her majestic beast, asking our protagonist a surprisingly polite question. She wants to know his name. He awkwardly gives his full, ridiculous game name, but Irene clarifies she was asking for the name of his tiny, green companion. The goblin is clearly annoyed by this. Irene looks on, slightly amused, asking if he hasn't given his little goblin a name yet. Her gaze is gentle, yet probing. He explodes in frustration, yelling that no one names their summoned monsters. He then questions how she could possibly call this ugly goblin cute, in a comical fit of rage. Irene's majestic white beast seems to smirk, as Irene calmly remarks that one-sided relationships are inherently unstable. She urges him to look at his summon, hinting at a deeper connection. She points out that his goblin, despite being unnamed, immediately took an aggressive stance to protect its master. This creature clearly has a fierce loyalty. With a wistful look, Irene hopes he won't be so dull next time they meet, using his full, awkward game name. There's a hint of disappointment in her words. Irene and Michelle depart, as our protagonist sarcastically thanks her for the advice, still grappling with his unruly goblin. He yells at his minion, pushing it to move, clearly annoyed by the public scene. Suddenly, a stern-looking NPC stops him dead in his tracks, looking absolutely shocked. He points out our protagonist's ragged equipment, clearly bewildered by his low-level gear in a high-level city. Humphrey the foul-mouthed, a gruff NPC, brutally declares his equipment is literal trash, worse than garbage. Our protagonist, annoyed, retorts that's exactly why he's there to buy new gear. Humphrey, still insulting, offers a sturdy steel chestplate. It's priced at 350 gold, a seemingly small amount, but in real currency, it's a shocking $40. He knows his summon is powerful, but if he dies, it's game over. He desperately needs some defense, even the bare minimum, to survive. Humphrey grudgingly approves the purchase, boasting about the quality of the steel. Our protagonist is finally getting a proper piece of armor, but not without another insult. He looks at himself in the shiny new armor, feeling a surge of confidence. Finally, he looks like a real player, not a walking trash pile. But the moment is ruined. He can't move a muscle, screaming in frustration as Humphrey laughs, revealing the armor is too heavy for his low strength. He's literally stuck. He's furious. All his stat points went into agility to escape the steel giant, leaving him too weak to wear decent armor. He has no choice but to sell it back. Humphrey, ever the shrewd merchant, offers a measly 30 gold for the 350 gold chestplate. Our protagonist screams internally, realizing he's being scammed by an NPC. Humphrey, oblivious to the scam, points out an exclamation mark above our protagonist's head. What new quest, or trouble, awaits? But the exclamation mark isn't on our protagonist. Humphrey frantically searches, screaming he can't find it. What has the NPC lost, and why is he so agitated? The truth is revealed, Humphrey's hammer is missing, and without it, he can't forge anything. A blacksmith without his hammer, this spells trouble. Humphrey knows where his hammer is. It's in the underground waterway dungeon, and he's demanding our protagonist retrieve it immediately. A new quest, and a new opportunity, just dropped. Our protagonist is shocked to discover this is a quest, and the reward is massive. Being able to process materials into armor could change everything for his abysmal defense. A shocking realization hits him. Was this the true purpose of the high-priced hidden boss materials he already has? These are the materials he got from the hidden boss, crushed steel and high-purity steel. If he can process them into equipment, his fortune will truly explode. He repeats the dungeon name with a sinister smirk. This isn't just a quest, it's another opportunity for absolute domination. The quest has been officially accepted. The path to ultimate gear and boundless wealth is now open. Our protagonist is feeling confident, declaring that party members would only be a hindrance. With his goblin by his side, he's ready to solo this new dungeon. With a sinister grin, he boasts he'll clear the dungeon in less than 30 minutes. Then he screams at his goblin, ready to unleash its terrifying might on the monsters within. But wait, Humphrey is following him, screaming for his hammer. And a terrifying warning flashes, the quest will fail if Humphrey dies. He's stuck with a level 13 burden, realizing the quest will fail if Humphrey dies. This isn't just an unexpected variable, it's a monumental pain in the neck. He's already planning to abandon Humphrey, calculating that his high agility will let him run past all the mobs. Humphrey is just a level 13 burden, but he needs him alive. With a cunning smirk, he explains his plan. NPCs like Humphrey will stop following if he gets too far ahead. He's going to leave the old man at the entrance, alone. But before he can even execute his plan, a terrifying system notification flashes. Humphrey is under attack. Did he abandon him too soon? Humphrey, the level 13 burden, is actually fighting back, screaming that no one can stand against the great Humphrey. But these monsters are far too strong for him. With a desperate cry, our protagonist summons his secret weapon, the unstoppable goblin. This is his only chance to save the loudmouthed NPC. The goblin unleashes its horrifying power, dealing impossible damage numbers that wipe out the monsters in an instant. Humphrey stares in utter disbelief, witnessing true might. Humphrey gloats about his victory, taking all the credit for the goblin's terrifying power. Our protagonist, seething, is clearly annoyed by the NPC's misplaced pride. But just as he thinks he's got Humphrey under control, the old man charges recklessly ahead, screaming about "It's over there." This stubborn NPC is a serious problem. Our protagonist is internally debating a brutal solution: should he just kill Humphrey himself? But that would fail the quest, and he needs those crafting rewards. With a frustrated sigh, he makes a chilling decision. There's only one solution: they're going to wipe out every single mob on the way, with or without Humphrey's help. Humphrey is furious, confronting the damned monsters who not only stole his hammer but also took over Phoenix El Basar's spot. He's ready to bring down the pain. Humphrey, hammers in hand, leaps into battle alongside the goblin, unleashing devastating 999,999 damage. This unlikely duo is unstoppable. The goblin unleashes its horrifying secret technique, a blinding blue strike that deals impossible 999,999 damage, wiping out another monster in a single blow. This creature is truly a nightmare. Humphrey boasts it's been a while since he went all out, seemingly oblivious to the goblin doing all the real work. The path is cleared, but at what cost to his pride? Our protagonist smirks, noting that while it's taking longer than expected, this wipe out every mob strategy is definitely safer. He's calmly observing the chaos he unleashed. Humphrey, fuming, demands to know how they dare look down on him. Our protagonist, seemingly calm, tries to reassure him, but Humphrey is about to reveal a shocking past. Unbelievable! Humphrey the Foulmouthed is actually a level 13 warrior, with a warcry skill that provokes monsters. Our protagonist screams in disbelief, realizing the blacksmith is far more than he seems. But Humphrey's war cry wasn't just a roar, it awakened ancient, dormant spirits. A terrifying skeleton king with glowing red eyes, radiating a chilling aura, emerges from the shadows, screaming its horrifying defiance. Now this is more interesting. The Skeleton King, level 33, along with more skeletons, has appeared. Our protagonist, with a chilling smirk, realizes Humphrey's warcry just made the quest infinitely harder. Our protagonist is absolutely furious, screaming that Humphrey made this quest harder on purpose. He's done with being trolled, and his rage promises a brutal payback. Fueled by his rage, our protagonist warns Humphrey, "If you get in my way doing that again," with his goblin ready to strike. The tension is palpable. The goblin unleashes its true power, obliterating every monster in sight with impossible damage. But our protagonist's rage boils, threatening to abandon the quest and kill everyone if Humphrey keeps messing up. 3 grueling hours pass, and our protagonist is utterly exhausted. Humphrey is still there, still trolling, making this quest feel like an endless, hidden dungeon in itself. Despite the endless torment, our protagonist levels up, soaring to level 37. But then, a strange sound echoes, distracting him from his misery. Suddenly, Humphrey screams, warning him to get out of the way, yelling, "It's a trap!" What new danger has the loudmouth discovered now? Our protagonist screams in pure terror as the trap activates. He's clutched by fear, but his goblin companion seems completely unharmed, taking 0 damage. Shaken, our protagonist asks, "Why did the trap activate all of a sudden?" He's completely confused, utterly unaware of what he might have done. Humphrey, the level 13 burden, is hit, an arrow piercing his chest. But even then, he's still screaming, accusing others of being cowards and only saving themselves. Our protagonist grins maniacally as Humphrey is afflicted with poison, his HP rapidly dropping. He's watching the foul-mouthed NPC slowly die, a truly sinister sight. Still seething with rage, our protagonist declares, "I'm going to kill this bastard." Even though Humphrey is dead, he's ready to kill him again, his fury knowing no bounds. But wait, a sleek, suited figure appears, looking out over the city. A chilling voice echoes, "Humphrey, I've finally found you." Who is this mysterious man, and what does he want with the deceased blacksmith? The plot thickens as the mysterious figure reveals their target, our very own protagonist, Kim Chulsu's. What terrifying secret does this person hold, and how do they know his true identity? But the scene shifts dramatically, and we're back in the game, where Humphrey is alive, loud as ever, and complaining about the protagonist's gear. "Why's it so bad, you trash?" he screams. Humphrey, true to form, insults him even as he thanks him for finding his hammer. But our protagonist's maniacal grin suggests he's ready to unleash his goblin on this foul-mouthed NPC. But our protagonist is stunned by Humphrey's casual thanks, completely bewildered by his lack of drama. This reaction is far from what he expected, leaving him speechless. Suddenly, a quest-cleared notification flashes across his screen. The hammer's back, and he can finally craft equipment. But the protagonist is screaming, "What?" The hammer appeared, utterly bewildered by the sudden conclusion. Humphrey, with a smug smirk, reveals the horrifying truth: the hammer dropped at the very first mob, a diseased rat. He screams, "Why are you telling me that just now," realizing he's suffered through this whole dungeon for absolutely nothing. Back at the forge, Humphrey is a master at work, explaining that the quality of equipment directly reflects the blacksmith's sweat. This is his true passion, and his skill is undeniable. With a mighty clang, Humphrey hammers the glowing, high-purity steel, sparks flying. He's showing off his formidable skill, ready to transform the rare material. And as the flames roar, Humphrey flexes, declaring that when the finest materials meet a master blacksmith's hands, something incredible will be reborn. What powerful new gear awaits our protagonist? Humphrey triumphantly flexes, declaring his new creation a masterpiece, pearls before swine for our hero. But our protagonist brutally counters, pointing out the blacksmith's lack of sweat and deeming the new gear low quality. Our protagonist stares in awe, stunned by the sheer quality of the armor forged from a hidden boss drop. This is his first rare armor, a true game-changer. Fully equipped with his new blue steel light armor, our protagonist beams, radiating confidence with his first rare gear. He looks like a true hero, finally ready for anything. Humphrey gruffly offers the armor for free, telling our hero not to thank him too much, calling it gross. Our hero, still defiant, retorts that he wasn't going to thank him anyway. Suddenly, everything goes dark as PK mode activated flashes, and our hero's eyes glow with a chilling, malevolent red. A new, terrifying challenge is about to begin. Before he can even react, a sleek, suited figure delivers a shocking flying kick to his face. Our hero screams in agony, completely caught off guard. The mysterious assailant, now revealed with a rapier, stares in disbelief, admitting our hero dodged his sneak attack. He accuses our protagonist of nearly killing his lady, raising a terrifying question. Our protagonist, still shocked, angrily questions who this mysterious lady is. But his assailant, clearly annoyed, asks if he's feigning ignorance, suggesting a deeper, darker connection. The suited man's gaze hardens as he reveals a chilling truth: his lady's last companion was none other than our protagonist. He knows his game name, and the implications are terrifying. With a furious lunge, the suited man thrusts his rapier directly at our protagonist's head, screaming a desperate challenge. This confrontation is about to get deadly, really fast. He's utterly bewildered, stopping the deadly attack with a single word. Did he just realize something shocking, or is this a trick? And why is he saying Catherine? The world fades and we're back in his past, where Catherine, the mage from the dungeon, shares a surprising, intimate moment. This is a side of her we've never seen, but why the blush on his face? He screams, desperately trying to stop the attack, claiming he's the victim here. He reveals that Catherine betrayed him first, stabbing him in the back. This is getting dramatic. The suited man listens, his back to us, and asks in disbelief, "Did you just say that you're the victim?" The air hangs heavy with unspoken accusations. The suited man's face darkens, revealing a horrifying truth: while our protagonist was fine, Catherine has been in a vegetative state, completely unresponsive. And he dares to call himself the victim? Our protagonist is utterly shocked, repeating in disbelief, "She became a vegetable?" The gravity of the situation finally hits him. He flashes back to Catherine lying motionless after the Geiger attack, remembering the brutal force. He knew the damage was severe, but a vegetative state? And now he's being blamed for it. He screams, enraged, blaming Geiger for everything. He insists it wasn't his fault, desperately trying to shift the blame onto the monstrous boss. The suited man, rapier at the ready, states that whether he's guilty or not isn't his decision to make. He ominously declares, because of what happened to her. He unleashes a powerful kick, sending a tiny figure flying, as a shocking revelation appears, the chaos has even affected the succession of a powerful group's heir. This goes far beyond just a game. He just kicked our protagonist, but it seems it had no effect. The assailant is utterly bewildered, realizing his powerful attack did zero damage. This is a shocking turn for him. The suited man, surprisingly calm, suggests they have a little chat from the beginning. His tone is chilling, hinting at a much deeper, more sinister conversation about to unfold. Our protagonist, with a sinister smirk, clarifies the shocking news: the daughter of the powerful Semyon Group chairman is unwell. And his goblin's equally disturbing grin confirms this isn't just a coincidence. The sheer influence of the Semyon Group is revealed, a global powerhouse in tech, so prestigious that even getting hired by them means you've won at life. The stakes just got incredibly high. The shocking truth is revealed: the daughter of the powerful Semyon Group chairman, Catherine, is now in a hospital bed. And the terrifying implication is that it's because she was partied with our protagonist in the game. The suited man looks grim, asking if she was attacked by a level 80 monster in a hidden dungeon. He's piecing together the events, and the full horror is dawning on him. Our protagonist, still playing innocent, shrugs and casually admits it was probably one of those shock cases. He's downplaying the severity, but his nervous sweat tells a different story. The suited man, now deeply suspicious, presses him further. He demands to know how a mere level 3 player could possibly escape such a deadly hidden dungeon. The pieces aren't adding up. The full tragedy is laid bare: Catherine, a powerful level 40, is now comatose. The suited man's confusion turns to accusation, demanding to know how our low-level protagonist escaped unscathed. Our protagonist, with a surprisingly cheerful expression, quickly attributes his survival to a lucky hidden class change. He awkwardly suggests Catherine should have gotten it, a flimsy excuse that raises more questions than answers. Catherine's guardian, a man of sharp intellect, remains deeply suspicious, questioning how a level 3 player like our protagonist could possibly escape a deadly dungeon unscathed, simply by a lucky hidden class change. His flimsy excuse isn't holding up. Our protagonist tries to laugh it off, awkwardly asking if Catherine's chances of recovery are truly so low. But the guardian's stern words cut through his deflection: "Watch your mouth, she's still alive. Just unconscious." The gravity of Catherine's condition is revealed as the best doctors admit defeat. They don't know why she won't wake up, confirming there's truly nothing more they can do. Our protagonist, still sweating, probes the chilling reality: is the only option left simply to wait for Catherine to wake up? The helplessness is palpable. A desperate, bizarre idea sparks: since Catherine was injured in the game, perhaps she can be healed in the game, too. It's a long shot, but what other choice do they have? Catherine's guardian, with a cold, calculating gaze, simply says, "Keep talking." He's intrigued, but clearly waiting for a tangible solution, not just a desperate theory. Our protagonist spins a wild tale, fabricating a miraculous recovery he supposedly witnessed in the US, where someone regained consciousness after being knocked out in heaven's door. He's improvising, big time. He then reveals his shocking lie, his face contorted in a sinister grimace. He's forcing Catherine's guardian to gamble on a false hope, driven by a twisted act of revenge against Catherine for her betrayal. Back in the game, he's utterly baffled that they actually allowed an unconscious person to log in. Their desperation is palpable, making them easy targets for his cunning scheme. The protagonist's smirk is gone, replaced by a grim realization: if the Semyon Group discovers his lie, they'll hunt him down relentlessly in the real world. His life hangs by a thread, balancing on a delicate bluff. He stares at the absurdity of it all, that they actually believe the game could heal an unconscious person. What utter nonsense, but he's already committed. But there's a twisted silver lining in this lie, a manic grin spreading across his face. He'll be seen as a hero by the powerful Semyon Group, no matter the outcome. He revels in his cunning, believing the powerful corporation can't ignore someone who tried so hard. Whether she wakes up or not, he wins, and he laughs maniacally. He leans in, a sinister look on his face, promising to play the role of savior. His true plan is to wait, then claim his reward, leaving her fate behind. His face suddenly drops, a flicker of genuine concern, or perhaps a new, daunting problem. What fresh twist has just occurred? He bursts into a wild, triumphant laugh, convinced of his own genius. He truly believes he's pulled off the perfect scam, oblivious to any potential consequences. But then, a practical problem arises. He needs to move her, but how can he when she's unresponsive and trapped in this virtual world? This isn't part of his brilliant plan. Suddenly, a wicked idea sparks in his mind, and he glances at his goblin. His mischievous minion seems to understand, a silent, unsettling agreement between them. He's literally dragging her along with the goblin, a new walk the goblin twist. He questions if this is truly okay, but his cynical mind quickly rationalizes it, as public stares grow. The public reacts in outrage, witnessing the shocking spectacle of a player dragging an unconscious woman with a goblin. He's screaming in protest, but the damage is done, and his reputation just plummeted. He's screaming in protest, trying to explain himself to the aghast townspeople, claiming he's close with the woman he's dragging. But their disgusted faces and a tough-looking NPC's threat show they're not buying it. Our protagonist is panicking, realizing the public misunderstanding from the last town is happening all over again. His reputation is already shattered in this new city, and he's completely distraught. Suddenly, a mysterious old man with a long white beard bursts into the scene, yelling for him to follow. Is this a new ally, or more trouble? The tension is palpable. Our protagonist, wary of strangers, demands an explanation from the mysterious old man. He's not going anywhere without answers, even if it means risking his life. Wait, what? The mysterious old man is none other than Sungriel, the cunning old man from the Evaton Guild. This reunion is anything but friendly, promising more drama ahead. Sungriel, now aware of the goblin, is surprisingly calm, acknowledging our protagonist's role. Our hero, still suspicious, demands to know the Evaton Guild's true intentions in this city. Sungriel dismisses the protagonist's suspicions, explaining they were only gathered for a raid, implying no sinister plots. But can he be trusted after their past betrayal? Our protagonist casually brushes off Sungriel's explanation, then reveals his true purpose. He knows Sungriel is in charge of information for Evaton and demands valuable intel. His cunning is on full display. Sungriel denies having useful information about the area, shushing our protagonist and suggesting they need to go elsewhere to learn about Fyrendel. The plot thickens, and a new path unfolds. With a chilling calm, Sungriel leads the way down a narrow, shadowy alley, the glowing red lines hinting at hidden dangers. He's leading them somewhere, but where, and why? The suspense is building. Suddenly, a chilling PK mode activated notification flashes, as Sungriel, still annoyed, admits he knows little about Fyrendel. But the game just got a whole lot more dangerous for our hero. The wise old man explains that Fyrendel's boss raid doesn't appear monthly, like in Lev, but only when special conditions are met. This is a game of secrets, and he knows them all. Sungriel narrows his eyes, questioning why our protagonist is so obsessed with dungeons, especially his explosive reactions to delays. He's clearly onto something. Our hero panics, stammering that it's all about money, needing to clear stronger dungeons to earn more. He's desperate to hide his real secret, the bug that's making him rich. Sungriel calmly reminds our hero that finding stronger dungeons takes time and proper steps, especially since he's just arrived in Fyrendel. He's playing the long game. He reveals that Phoenix El Basar holds the main quests of the game, a hub for high-level players. This is where true power is forged. A light bulb clicks for our hero. If he beats the main quests, he'll rapidly reach higher-level areas. He's furious at himself for not thinking of this obvious path sooner. With a manic grin, he shouts, "Great! Let's go, Goblin!" The road to power and riches is now clear, and he's dragging his minion with him. Our protagonist charges ahead, ready for action, leaving Sungriel stunned and on the ground. Did his excitement get the better of him, or is this cunning old man about to reveal another trick? Suddenly, a chilling question cuts through the air. Where is the girl, you bastard? A new, angry challenger has appeared, and they want answers about Catherine. The angry challenger appears, ignoring our protagonist, and starts hitting on the unconscious Catherine. His creepy friend joins in, admiring her incredibly expensive equipment. This is not good. The man questions why Catherine isn't resisting, with a chilling suggestion that her unresponsiveness implies she's at fault. It's a disturbing twist, as he completely misunderstands her unconscious state. They decide to call the guards, promising it'll make Catherine feel better, but their intentions are highly suspect. Is this an act of false kindness, or a sinister setup? Our protagonist is screaming in pure panic. He realizes that Catherine, being unconscious, is incredibly vulnerable, and the slightest damage could actually kill her. The blame for this disaster will truly fall on him. He's connected with Catherine's guardian, frantically trying to stall, assuring him she's fine. But his panting and evasiveness suggest a desperate cover-up. He abruptly ends the call, claiming he's too busy, but the knight on the other end is clearly furious. The tension is palpable as the guardian demands to know what he's doing. The call ends, and Catherine's guardian, standing in a beautiful, serene field, looks utterly disgusted. Our protagonist's evasiveness has clearly raised major red flags. The guardian, looking grim, apologizes to Master Kimun, a powerful knight and a man of great authority. The stakes just got significantly higher. This is President Han Kimun, Master Kimun, level 76, and the actual president of the Semyon group. He knows Catherine is his successor, and he's dismissive of a commoner like our protagonist. This is a terrifying power player. President Han Kimun questions why Catherine was left with the protagonist, scoffing at the idea of healing her in the game. He's a man of cold, hard logic, and he knows the protagonist is lying. The pressure is on. President Han Kimun, stoic and stern, recognizes that Catherine, as a child of Semyon, always did as she was told. Her life was never truly her own. Her guardian sadly admits that Heaven's Door was the only choice Catherine ever made for herself, a haven where she could finally be free. He believes seeing this virtual world is a better fate than staring endlessly at a hospital ceiling. Back in the game, our hero and his goblin are running, out of breath. He's furious, wondering what kind of game designs an out-of-breath feature. He screams in frustration, demanding to know how he's supposed to find Catherine in this massive, sprawling town. But then, a sudden thought makes him pause, a flicker of an idea sparking in his mind. He remembers the chaos from earlier, recalling how he earned a goblin point even though he did nothing wrong. His eyes light up as he realizes he unlocked new skills. The goblin skill store appears, and he eagerly checks his options. He scoffs at goblin health share, wondering why his invincible companion would ever need such a useless skill. He quickly dismisses it. But then he sees goblin throwing, his eyes widening. He stares at the skill with a dawning realization, this could be incredibly useful. He's just unlocked goblin throwing, and a mischievous grin crosses his face. Is this his new ultimate attack, or a reckless gamble? And just like that, the goblin is launched into the air, screaming its maniacal war cry. Where will this tiny, terrifying projectile land? He points triumphantly, a sinister smirk on his face. Is he directing his goblin, or just reveling in the chaos? He leers with a creepy smile, declaring his twisted affections for Catherine-chan. This is not the rescue she wanted, and he looks absolutely unhinged. But wait, Catherine isn't alone. Two new powerful players, both high-level fighters, are by her side, looking utterly confused by his bizarre declaration. One of the new players, clearly annoyed, recognizes our protagonist and taunts him, staking their claim on Catherine. This isn't just a rescue mission, it's a turf war. Our protagonist explodes in a fit of rage, screaming his defiance and demanding to know who these arrogant players even are. He's not here to make anyone feel good. The arrogant fighter boasts about his heroic nature, then quickly threatens our protagonist, accusing him of putting Catherine in danger. The tension is thick, but our hero dismisses them, clearly unimpressed. With a furious roar, the arrogant players launch a simultaneous, devastating kick, aiming to end our protagonist's ugly existence right here and now. This is a surprise attack, and it looks deadly. But wait, in a shocking turn, it's the arrogant players who are now defeated, lying bloody on the ground. The tiny goblin stands victorious, still cackling, proving its terrifying power once again. With a horrifying, triumphant roar, our protagonist stands over his defeated enemies, screaming, "Serves you right, stupid bastards." He's reveling in his goblin's destructive power, utterly unhinged. But the chaos catches the attention of a nearby town guard, who stares up at the commotion, wondering what terrifying noise just erupted. Our protagonist continues his deranged laughter, now with the unconscious Catherine on a leash, still being dragged by his goblin. But then, his laughter dies, replaced by a single, chilling word of realization. The enraged town guard points accusingly, demanding to know if our protagonist just murdered 2 people and kidnapped a woman. He looks ready to arrest him on the spot for his heinous crimes. Our protagonist tries to explain, stammering that it's all a misunderstanding, that they attacked him first. But he knows his flimsy excuse sounds baseless, and getting arrested means wasting precious time in a virtual prison. He takes a deep breath, deciding to just eliminate the single guard before more arrive. With his goblin by his side, this should be an easy, if messy, solution. But before he can strike, a familiar, unexpected face appears. Sungreal, the cunning old man, suddenly puts his arm around our hero, claiming he's been looking for him everywhere. The protagonist looks utterly baffled, wondering why this liar is here. Sungreal, calm and in control, warns our protagonist that killing a guard NPC will irrevocably escalate things, leading to an endless chase. He offers to take care of the situation if our hero just cooperates. Sungreal, with a pleasant smile, thanks the guard for his efforts, while subtly hiding something behind his back. The guard, suspicious, questions his intentions and what he's concealing. A system notification confirms NPC gifting is active as Sungreal offers the astonished guard a hefty bag of gold, suggesting they keep quiet about the incident. The guard is stunned by the generous bribe. But in a shocking twist, the honest guard screams in outrage, refusing the bribe and tackling Sungreal. This generous gift has utterly backfired. A system message reveals the awful truth: Sungreal was arrested in his stead, and their relationship level plummeted. Our protagonist is utterly bewildered, wondering if Sungreal was actually a nice guy, after all. Back in Fyorendal, our protagonist is pounding on the massive castle doors, screaming in frustration. He heard the main quest starts here, but the door won't budge. He's hitting a wall, literally. Suddenly, a tall, confident man with long hair appears, casually telling him he's wasting his time. He then asks our hero who he is, with a knowing smirk. The mysterious man introduces himself as Shin, and just like that, a quest notification pops up above our hero's head. Our protagonist is stunned and slightly annoyed, realizing this retard is giving him a main quest. Shin, with a smug look, deduces our hero is new to the city, simply by his impatient banging on the castle doors. This guy knows his stuff. With a piercing gaze, Shin compliments our protagonist's eyes, seeing the look of an adventurer in them. It's a rare moment of genuine, albeit strange, recognition. Shin turns away, inviting our protagonist to help him out with a lost ruin. The path to a new adventure, and perhaps new riches, is laid out. Shin challenges our hero to prove his worth, promising access to the castle if he succeeds. The stakes are set, and the gate to a new chapter is within reach. The main quest details are revealed: retrieve the golem's core from the lost ruins to prove his skills to Shin. The reward is a hefty 250 gold, a solid start to his new adventure. Our hero looks confident in his new armor, but he's already annoyed, realizing the Lost Ruins dungeon is far more dangerous than he was led to believe. This NPC quest giver is clearly a trickster. This isn't just a ruin, it's a death trap. The dungeon is a fiery, spiked gauntlet, making him wonder if the name should be Lost Lives instead. He's maxed out on agility, ready to blaze through, but now he has to protect Catherine, who's still unconscious and strapped to his back. One wrong move, and it's all over for her. He tells Catherine he doesn't like her, but he's not letting her die. He's sending his goblin ahead, leash in hand, ready for a perilous rally into the fiery depths. He takes a deep breath, preparing for the sheer chaos ahead. This is going to be a wild ride, and he's bracing himself. And they're off. He's screaming in terror, barely dodging massive saw blades and fiery blasts as he plunges headfirst into the danger. He slides to a halt, then screams for his goblin, knowing his summoned powerhouse is the only way to clear this death trap. The goblin appears mid-air, ready to unleash its terrifying might, its maniacal cry echoing through the dungeon. Get ready for some serious damage. With a triumphant shriek, the goblin lands, club in hand. This tiny terror is about to turn the tide, proving why it's the ultimate underdog. He looks on, thoroughly impressed. His rally skill isn't just useful, it's unexpectedly powerful, instantly turning the tide in his favor. Our protagonist is screaming, realizing his rally skill only works on his goblin, not on Catherine. This powerful skill just tied an unconscious woman to him. He's literally dragging Catherine, tied by the rope, through the fiery dungeon. This is a very chaotic way to navigate a dangerous place. Oh no, Catherine is falling into the fiery depths. Despite his best efforts, the dungeon's traps are proving relentless. He's screaming in pure panic at his goblin, desperately demanding it do something to save Catherine. This is not how he envisioned his rescue mission. What in the world is the goblin doing? It's swinging a small, glowing object with a long rope, as our protagonist screams in utter bewilderment. He's covering his eyes, unable to watch the horror unfold, as the sound of something horrific echoes around him. This dungeon is a nightmare. Against all odds, Catherine is safe on the ground, but still unconscious and tied. Our protagonist is stunned, barely able to speak. He's screaming at Catherine, desperately demanding she wake up. He's furious, knowing if she dies, his whole carefully constructed lie to her guardian will crumble. Catherine remains unresponsive, eyes gently closed, despite the rope around her neck. He's pleading with her to wake up, desperately needing her to come to her senses. A jarring scene shifts back to the real world, where Catherine's stern guardian stands. He's addressing her, possibly in her comatose state, with a chillingly normal question about her friends. The scene flashes back to Catherine's past, revealing her stern guardian's harsh words about her friends and appearance, leaving her in tears. He's telling her that her friends are worthless and fleeting. Young Catherine is absolutely devastated, apologizing profusely to her guardian, tears streaming down her face. Her eyes are red with sorrow. She desperately screams for her mother, begging for help as her father tries to hurt her. Her cries echo through the dark hallway. But her mother's face remains passive, showing no sign of intervention, leaving young Catherine utterly crushed and alone. Her desperate plea for help goes unanswered. The guardian's cold, red eyes narrow, declaring Catherine to be his only flaw. His words cut deeper than any blade, chilling her to the bone. The scene shifts back to adult Catherine, looking elegant but lost, a haunting echo of her tragic past. Her beauty hides a deeper sorrow. Back in the present, our terrified protagonist screams at his goblin, questioning its bizarre suggestion for mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on unconscious Catherine. He's absolutely horrified by its twisted sense of humor. He's profusely sweating, arguing that it's just a game, and basic biology makes the goblin's suggestion impossible. The idea alone makes him visibly nauseous. He looks at Catherine, contemplating the impossible. He grimly decides to try the absurd mouth-to-mouth, reasoning that it can't make things any worse. He leans in, performing the awkward and desperate mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, hoping the mental shock might just wake her up. Even in a game, he's taking a huge risk. He's justifying his actions, claiming it's not for personal desire, but a legitimate attempt at CPR. But a chilling voice interrupts, full of fury, accusing him. Just as he tries to save her, the furious guardian from the real world appears in the game, threatening his life. The butler thinks he's hurting Catherine, completely misunderstanding the situation. But the guardian is surprisingly calm, revealing he's already logged into the game, watching Catherine's vitals in real time. He knows exactly what's going on, and he's not happy about it. The Guardian reveals Catherine's rare, powerful gear, designed to protect her even in extreme conditions. He assures our protagonist she's safe, unless she's dragged into another deadly hidden dungeon. Our protagonist is stunned, realizing Catherine was never in real danger, while the Guardian's chilling words reveal his true purpose, keeping his filthy hair away from her. The real reason for his presence is exposed. The Guardian's cold voice cuts through the virtual space, demanding to see Catherine, as if daring our protagonist to hide anything. The screen glitches, adding to the tension. The call is abruptly disconnected, leaving the Guardian staring blankly at the screen. What just happened, and why did the connection suddenly drop? Our protagonist, still reeling from the encounter, turns to his goblin, seeking confirmation. He needs to know his terrifying minion heard that chilling threat. Fueled by a new, manic resolve, our protagonist screams his insane plan to the goblin. They're heading straight for the boss room, full speed, ready to cause more chaos. And they're off, dodging a massive, rolling sphere, a deadly trap in this treacherous dungeon. Our protagonist is pushing his agility to the limit, barely escaping disaster with Catherine still in tow. The world keeps throwing challenges, and now they're at a broken bridge. He's swinging with Catherine still tied, barely holding on as his goblin companion looks on. Catherine lands hard on the ground, still unresponsive, a stark reminder that this reckless rescue mission is fraught with peril. He needs to be more careful, or she'll be gone for good. They've made it to the boss room, but this isn't just any monster. It's a colossal golem, its eyes burning with malevolent purple power, ready to crush them all. The colossal golem swings its mighty arm, a devastating blow that could wipe out anything in its path. Our protagonist barely dodges, but the danger is far from over. Oh no, he's screaming, admitting he got too excited and accidentally tossed Catherine like a projectile. This is a truly chaotic rescue, and he's absolutely horrified by his own blunder. A new goblin point appears, but he's raging, screaming at the golem for daring to touch his multi-purpose death trap diffuser. He orders the goblin to finish it in one hit, full of fury. And just like that, the tiny goblin unleashes an impossible 999,999 damage, a shocking blow that completely stuns the archer. This creature is truly overpowered. The golem is defeated, and he's completely unfazed, already planning to grab the core. He boasts about his swift victory, clearly enjoying his newfound power. But the defeated golem glows with eerie purple energy, hinting that its demise is not as simple as it seems. What terrifying transformation is about to unfold? Oh, holy heck! The ruined golem just transformed into a level 45, phase 2 nightmare. It's bigger, spikier, and our protagonist is screaming in pure terror. This is not good, at all. In a fit of pure terror and desperation, our protagonist screams at his goblin to destroy the evolved golem. This is a gamble, but he's out of options. The tiny goblin, seemingly unfazed by the colossal level 45 golem, charges forward with a maniacal grin. This little beast fears nothing. And just like that, the goblin delivers an impossible blow, tearing a massive hole in the golem with a shocking 9999999 damage. This creature is truly absurdly powerful. Our protagonist smirks, ready to celebrate his overwhelming victory, believing the battle is finally over. But he might be celebrating too soon. But the ruined golem just transformed again, now level 50 phase 3. Our protagonist screams, accusing the game of cheating, his rage boiling over. With a new plan, he desperately orders his goblin to block the golem, not destroy it. Every time they defeat it, it just gets stronger, a terrifying loophole. The goblin takes a direct hit from the colossal golem, but shows zero damage. Our protagonist screams, furious that his invincible minion just took a hit instead of blocking. The golem retaliates, sending our protagonist flying with a devastating blast. He's screaming in pain, caught in the chaos of his own making. He lands hard, screaming in frustration as he realizes the golem will keep reviving unless he destroys its core. This fight is far from over. The true weakness is revealed, the golem's core. And a chilling memory of Sungreal confirms this golem is just like the last boss, with a hidden, crucial weak point. He's trapped, unable to find the golem's weakness like the guild did. He considers simply destroying it piece by piece, but the thought of it leveling up into the hundreds fills him with dread. His eyes widen in pure terror, the ultimate nightmare taking root. What if this golem becomes even stronger than his invincible goblin? The thought alone makes him scream. As he faces this new horror, Catherine remains peacefully unconscious, completely unaware of the looming threat. She is a picture of serene helplessness. From behind, the colossal golem looms over her, a dark and silent threat. She's directly in its path, utterly vulnerable. But then, her eyes snap open, wide with shock and fear. Something has pierced through her unconsciousness, an awakening to pure horror. A blood-curdling scream tears from her throat, tears streaming down her face. She's awake, but her return to reality is nothing short of a terrifying nightmare.